bit of money one of these days, but this is it for me. I'm not interested in any other program. Arkansas is truly the greatest program in America to me. I grew up 75 miles from here. I have a lake home on Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs. My wife's from Pittsburgh, Kansas, and we're home, and this is where we want to be, and this is be my last job.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Busch.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
So when Sam Pittman took this job, you had multiple people inside the program, outside the program, college football people that said it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. I don't think anyone anticipated it would just take 4 games for this program to be turned around. 2-2 is where you're at. Could be 3-1, but you're at 2-2. And to me, and to a lot of you listening, it seems like the program has been at least turned around a little bit. Now, there's a long way to go. We know that before you're competing with the likes of Alabama. But to me, it didn't take that long. And that is a stark contrast to what Chad Morris said when he was here at Arkansas. And that's really the difference, one of the many differences between Sam Pittman and Chad Morris. It's not taking a long time. It's here. It's now. And you have an opportunity next week in College Station to snap a streak that's lasted now 300 and 308 days as of today, the last time you beat the Texas A&M Aggies. That's where we're going to start this morning here on the Morning Rush. 877-377-6963, the number that you can call or text in. We are streaming live on hitthatline.com. Our video stream is on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you have a smart speaker, just say play ESPN Arkansas. We are also on the TuneIn app as well. Former Razorback Brett Good is going to be joining us at 7:20 this morning. We'll get Brett's thoughts on the season thus far, particularly on a number of different areas that he participated. And so, again, the major difference is there's a lot of them between Pittman and Morris, but it seems most evident, Tommy, that this is one that stands out where you have a guy that was talking about it's going to take time, it's going to take time. The other one's like, here's what I'm doing.
Well,
4 games in, 2 SEC wins.
2 SEC wins, and which was something Chad Morris didn't do. He didn't win 2 games in 2 years in conference play. So is that a turnaround? Well, it's a lot of improvement compared to where you've been the last 2 years. But I think it's important to put a comma there and then finish the statement. But it's not where you want to be. I mean, you've beaten the Mississippi schools. You've won that state title. Now you need to go win some in the state of Alabama, which you point out. Well, you pretty much beat Auburn, but you didn't get the game officially. So can you go win, the middle of your conference? I don't expect you to beat the top of the division, the top of the league right now. I don't think you're in the same class with Georgia, who you didn't beat. I don't think you'll beat Alabama at the end of the year. But you know what? Georgia didn't embarrass you. You know what? I think you're going to play to a point. If you stay healthy, that's a big if right now. I don't think Alabama will embarrass Arkansas at the end of the year if Arkansas has their players. I don't think Florida will embarrass Arkansas. And that's the difference in what I'm seeing. A year ago, the last 2 years, even the last 3, you were worried about the embarrassment of a Saturday. You dreaded Saturdays at times against certain teams because you knew this could be embarrassing. I'm not always convinced we're going to win yet, but I am getting convinced that we're not going to be embarrassed each week.
Well, when the SEC Network is spending time on your program talking and lavishing you rather than criticizing and making fun of you, I think that's just a start. It hasn't just been them. It's been all over the place. And the embarrassment you talk about, it was evident time and time again, especially when you would play the likes of Auburn or Mississippi State. And that's not to say that Alabama won't blow you out at the end of the year, because as good as that offense is, I know Arkansas's defense has been good, but as good as that offense is, that's always a possibility, whoever they play. But you don't expect that from every single opponent that you face on your schedule this year like you may have done 2 years ago or a year ago. Let me give you a statistic, Tommy. This is from my buddy Connor O'Gara at Saturday Down South. In 2 seasons, 2018 to 2019, Arkansas led for 126 minutes and 12 seconds versus 960 minutes of SEC competition. 4 games in, they've already topped that. They're already led for 142 minutes and 9 seconds. Now, you would have liked for them to have more lead time against Auburn and ultimately close out that game, but that's just one statistic that I think stands out, the fact that you've at least held a lead and competed much more in 4 games than you did through 2 games already.
The surprise of that number is the first half against Georgia. You didn't expect to lead. I guess you had all 30 minutes against Georgia in the first 2 quarters, right?
You led for 39 minutes of that football game.
Right, but I think the first 30 you had them all, right? So you didn't expect to have that. So there's like 39 minutes you didn't have in the budget this year. When you were sitting down budgeting games, you thought you'd have the lead in, which nobody budgets that. But let's just say you did. No one was putting down very many minutes against Georgia. Hey, maybe we'll get an early field goal or something. We'll get 5 or 7 minutes out of this till Georgia gets the ball. Maybe you had a few minutes. No one had 39 minutes against Georgia. So that's the bonus you weren't expecting to that number. You fell behind 17-0 at Auburn. You should have had more minutes in that game because ultimately I still feel like you were the better team, at least in the second half, and you weren't counting on that game being played in a tropical storm, the remnants of a hurricane. But it is what it is, and then you were just the much better team against the 2 Mississippi schools. So yeah, you're on track, and that's a good number. I saw that on Twitter too from Connor, and it's just another indicator you're headed in the right direction. You're 4 games in. We're not to a conclusion yet, but we're starting to see the right trends.
What's more likely at this point, them to lose every single game or them to win 2 more games out of the schedule?
I don't think either one's likely. I think that,
if you had to pick one, though, what's more likely?
Probably, I would go with win 2 more games. I don't think they're losing. I mean, I really like their odds against Missouri and LSU at this point. I think those are would you say those are the most winnable games left? I'd start with Missouri and LSU. Maybe LSU's the most winnable game. I'm not sure. Maybe
Tennessee is in that mix, too.
Well,
the way Jared Garantano's played as of late, and they're kind of in a quarterback flux over there as well.
Quarantino? I'm going to just change his name. I like that better. Perhaps. I still think I want to see a little more from them. I think they got a good offensive line. I think they got potential to be a better football team than they are, but I guess everybody does.
They're going to get housed this weekend against Alabama. They're just
going
to get
isn't?
absolutely
a
housed,
lot of teams are going to get housed.
I can't wait to watch it.
Okay.
So, I listen at it, and those are some games. And I just think that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this team just completely does a 180 and they blow up at the end of the season. But that doesn't seem to be the case.
I think unless they lose several players to injury for the rest of the year or COVID in the key games, I don't think this team is going to lay down, quit, let go of the rope in a week that, hey, well, this week didn't fit the rest of the season. It's one of those games like Bielema would have going into it. Remember, what was that Auburn game where they got beat, 56-3 going into a bye or something where Gus pulled his pants down. I mean, it was just embarrassing. Some of those type of games. I just don't see this coaching staff this year in particular letting that happen. They seem to have the focus and attention of their team. These guys, from all indications, what you're hearing them say when the players are available, they seem to be all in with what this coaching staff's trying to getting them to do.
And it's not just speaking at press conferences, also actually performing on the field. And then I'll go back to what happened when Sam Pittman came in here in the tarmac. There was over 1,000 Razorback fans that were excited to see their new head coach because they wanted to believe. Well, through 4 games, I'd say 90-something% of you are starting to believe.
All right, we're off and running on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. It's brought to you by World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. 2-year price guarantee. My beef would be with high cable prices. You're paying $120, $30, $40 a month right now. Hey, slash that down to about $74.99 a month if you have 3 TVs in the house and lock in that price for 2 years. You're going to save $500 or $600 or $700 when you make the move to Dish right now. Whole home DVR, HD in every room, movie channels free for the first 90 days, access to thousands of movie titles, and you get the voice-activated remotes and a lot more. Hey, call WOW now, 877-305-DISH, 877-305-3474.
Got to talk about this defense coming up and some awards that we're giving out.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from tuning.
This is Governor Asa Hutchinson, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. See, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Ann and Jeff Parker came to Arvest Bank to start saving for a vacation. Let's hear what happens.
Okay, Ann and Jeff, your savings account is all set up.
Nice.
So what's this big trip?
Hawaii, but probably not until next year.
Oh, well, since you have an Arvest credit card with Flex Rewards, you can actually roll your cashback rewards into this account or use your points towards flights and hotels. Could get you there sooner.
That's really
helpful.
Very helpful.
Financial solutions with you in mind. Arvest Bank, ready to help.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Craving prime rib this morning? Hardee's introduces the new prime rib and fried egg biscuit. We took tender prime rib and put it on a fluffy made-from-scratch biscuit. Yeah, that's right. We made prime rib for breakfast. Premium, juicy, sliced prime rib for breakfast. And then we topped it with a freshly cracked fried egg and melted Swiss. Why? We knew you needed it, that's why. The new prime rib and fried egg biscuit from Hardee's. Feed your happy. Available for a limited time during breakfast hours at participating restaurants. Price and participation may vary.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. I'm shocked it's October already. This year's gone by so fast it's scary. Now I'm afraid I'm not going to hit my goals. So I'm rolling out my most shocking deals yet. It's my Shocktober sales event. Swap your current car for one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, and priced to save you money. So dump that pumpkin that's haunting your driveway. Trade and save on a nicer, newer car today. Are past credit problems keeping you up at night? Don't be scared. My For the People credit approval process is a treat, and our friendly, non-commissioned sales staff can help you get the nicer, newer car you want at a price and payment that fits your budget. Keeping the car you have? Let us get it ready for fall in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes, buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, or call ahead and set up your free winter-ready inspection. It's the Shocktober sales event, only in Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Fall is here, and fall fishing is a great way to get outdoors and enjoy the fall season. Gelco Outdoors has all the gear to make your day on the water a success. Rods, reels, bait, clothing, footwear, and much more for the angler. Just arrived. A new shipment of Old Town canoes and fishing kayaks. You can paddle or pedal, or now the new fishing kayaks with trolling motors. Check out the new Old Town kayaks at Gelco Outdoors. And remember, a great day fishing begins at Gelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Woo woo! Beat Up Sauce Alert! 4 new sauces just hit the menu. Listen closely for the lineup. Player 1, pizza sauce. The game day decision of pizza versus wings is now easier than ever. Player 2, lemon pepper. Yep, that's right. Now it's a sauce too. Player 3, orange sauce. Served with a fortune cookie on the side. And lastly, coming in hot, Carolina Reaper. This sauce just moved up to captain, taking over as Beat Up's new blazing sauce. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Breen RV in Van Buren is having their last sale of the year. Despite COVID-19's best effort, we are still getting in new trailers in weekly, and they are marked down as soon as they hit the lot. Browse Breen RV's selection of Forest River, Dutchman, Thor, and Coachman products and pick out the best fit for you. You can buy with ease knowing that your new purchase comes with free maintenance for life. Once you're ready to hibernate for the winter, bring your camper into us for deluxe winterization specials starting at just $99. Breen RV will work on all makes and models, and don't forget that all their accessories are installed for free. The Breen RV Center in Van Buren, your friends in the RV business.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Craig.
Gonna throw, and it's complete. Touchdown, Arkansas to Woods. A fake to Smith. A little toss over the middle to Mike Woods, and the Hogs are on the board.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Jake adds in on Facebook. It says it took Sam 2 games to get me believing in this program again. Now, there's a lot of season left, but through 4 games, you're really excited about the prospect of this football team, and we're going to get into your calls and text of why you're excited about the potential of the 6 games remaining. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at Trinity Multifamily.
Yeah, if you've invested in multifamily property, whether it's apartments, whether it's condos, duplexes, whatever kind of rental property you may have as part of your portfolio, those are great investments. Make another great decision by calling our friends at Trinity Multifamily. Let them help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, all the services to make your cash flow. Hey, take the hassles and the frustrations out of ownership. Call Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817, or look online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
First call of the morning goes to Brandon, who's on the interstate. Brandon, you were on the Morning Rush.
What's going on, guys?
Good morning.
Hey, I was just wondering, just a random thought, but it kind of looks like the more we get away from it, the Chad Morris meteor might have just passed over Arkansas right before it made critical impact at Auburn. But I was kind of wondering, that may be the only blessing the blessing in disguise we can get from Chad is that recruiting class. But I was wondering what y'all thought maybe about with COVID, if there's going to be restrictions on scholarships this year, or if we're going to keep trending in the right direction with recruiting, because that couple of recruiting classes that Chad had, I think they're probably a better recruiting class overall than Sam could have brought in his first couple of years. And I know he's utilizing the guys a lot better, but I'm kind of wondering where y'all see, or if y'all have heard where you think that recruiting class is trending and how COVID and Coach Pittman's going to affect that.
Brandon, appreciate the call this morning. So to your question, Sam's first recruiting class finished 29th on the composite. Chad's finished like 40-something, so he's already beat Chad once. Now, this class is going to be right there. Chad's finished like 23rd. I think Sam's at like 24th or 25th, if I remember that correctly. So you beat him in the first class. Second class, it just kind of depends on what happens down the stretch. But to your point, the one thing you can say about Chad, I know there's not a lot of positives that you take out from his tenure with the football program. Bumper Pool, Jalen Catalon, Mike Woods. There are some guys that are making plays on this roster that were Chad Morris recruits. Now, again, I know you don't want to give him too many positives, but he did bring in some players. He just didn't seem to know how to coach them up.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys you mentioned, obviously, are defensive players. You think about Chad Morris, offensive guy. Those first classes, they're hard to tell. I mean, I think Sam had the edge in that very first class. When I talk first class, you're hired December whatever, and you've got basically 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever, till that early signing period begins. Chad was really behind the 8 ball because that was the first year of the early signing period when he arrived. So tough deal there. But what Sam had was relationships he'd built with Georgia, and the people in his staff had built relationships elsewhere. That helped to a degree. But those first classes are tough on any program in transition to to piece that together. You're hoping to just drag guys along that you've formed relationships with. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. The real thing to watch here, he's got 19 commitments. What was it? 1 4-star or 2 now in this 2021 class.
AJ Green's a 4-star, and then I think they have one more.
I think that's right. I think there's 2 in there. But what's their evaluation of a lot of these 3-star guys they've signed? Are there some diamonds in the rough? Other guys are missing. The numbers are great, but
Keatron Jackson's the other 4-star.
I think that sounds right. All of this has been basically done for the most part by Zoom and virtual tours and no on-campus recruiting. I'm really interested to see what this staff will do, Ty, once they're unleashed. But again, they're on the same rules and the same terms as everybody else around the country is. Their numbers are in good shape, but we'll see where they're at.
I'm forgetting the term that 24/7 has for their recruiting rank. It's not power recruiting rank. It's not composite, but there's another term that they use. And what that really does is it combines actually the all recruiting and stuff. And Arkansas is 25th overall in the country with their roster. So as we've mentioned time and time again, as we mentioned during the Chad Morris era, despite it not showcasing on the field, there is talent on this roster, and you've seen Sam Pittman and his staff kind of harness that to an extent. Now it needs to continue to build. It needs to continue to flourish. It needs to continue to prosper, but you have seen through 4 games that these guys can compete basically with anyone outside the realm of Georgia, and we'll see with Florida and Alabama. But the other teams that you're closer to, like an Auburn, like an Ole Miss, and like a Mississippi State, you beat 2 of those guys, and you should have been the 3rd guy. So that goes to show you that this team will be able to compete moving forward. It's just a matter of, hey, what happens when you face the likes of Alabama? What happens when you face the likes of Florida? And what happens when you face the likes of some of these other programs moving forward? I think Texas A&M, that's going to be a fascinating game to watch for a number of different reasons. Jimbo Fisher seems to always be on the hot seat because there's unreal expectations coming out of College Station. And you have an opportunity, again, it's been 3,308 days since you beat the Texas A&M Aggies. That is a long time. And these guys, whether they say it or not, it's personal for them. Mike Woods was on Zoom last night. He's from Magnolia, Texas, which isn't too far from College Station. This game is personal to him, and really not just him, but a lot of Texas kids on this roster.
Sure. Because you wonder how many of them grew up watching the Aggies or the Longhorns or one of those. You don't, I guess unless they had a family connection, they probably didn't grow up watching the Razorbacks. So they may feel, in some cases, I'm painting with a broad brush, shunned by the schools in state that didn't offer them a scholarship, didn't get on them early enough, whatever the case may be with some of these kids. So they feel like they probably have something to prove when they get to play a school like A&M that's in their own backyard.
Yeah, and they won't necessarily, not all of them will say that publicly, but to me, I mean, this is what I always thought when Jared Cornelius played LSU. One of the reasons he always had big-time games is because he's a Louisiana kid, wasn't recruited by the LSU Tigers, and he wanted to show them, hey, you made a mistake. That applies to every other Texas kid, Oklahoma kid, if you play Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. That's just how it is. If someone doesn't recruit you within your state, you're angry, and it's justified, and you want to show out against them.
Hey, are you or someone you know looking to change careers, start a new job, make a huge difference in your future and your family's future? United Welding Institute in Pottsville can provide you that opportunity. Their graduates are making an average of $2,800 a week in great fields like the oil field, power plants, refineries, pipelines, and a whole lot more, being field-tested welders. Seize the opportunity right now. Take the next step towards a successful and essential career with United Welding Institute. Classes are starting soon. Call 479-968-3390 or look online at UnitedWeldingInstitute.com. That's UnitedWeldingInstitute.com.
Sam Pittman's going to join us tomorrow at 8 a.m. Got some quick and eat headlines coming up on the Morning Rush.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, everybody, this is Justin Moore, and you're listening to The Morning Rush. Woo pig.
At Toyota, today's the day to score a great deal. That means today's the day to take a ride in your thrilling new Camry. Today's the day to scale new heights in your powerful new RAV4 Hybrid. Or maybe today's the day to turn heads in your stylish new Corolla. Today's the perfect day to tackle a new outdoor project in your tough new Tundra. Today might even be the day to go as far as the road will take you with the epic range of your new Highlander Hybrid. Today's the day to save on all your favorites like the Toyota Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, Tundra, and more. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Head into your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 60 months or a total bonus of $2,500 on a new 2021 Tundra Special Edition. Participating dealers only. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and end 11/2/20.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
You can be the hero of the office. Just go to hitthatline.com and enter to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest. Every week, one lucky listener wins lunch from your local Hardee's restaurant for up to 15 people at your job site or workplace. It's easy to sign up. Just click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest button, give us your information, and you're entered just like that. Every Thursday, we announce a winner during halftime. Win free lunch for all your work buddies. The Hardee's Lunch Bunch from Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Come see what's new at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. In stock now, irons from TaylorMade, Mizuno, along with new woods and irons from Callaway. Also in stock, the RTX Zip Core wedges and Spider putters. The Golf Nut carries a great line of shoes, apparel, and accessories for your everyday golfing needs. As always, check Facebook for our daily specials. Work on your game in our indoor simulation base, or play a round of golf on great courses like Pebble Beach or Bethpage Black. The Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and BF Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance, and Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
Dee's Family Restaurant of Alma at 39 Column Lane across from the water park is now reopened and ready to serve you. We're open 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Breakfast is served all day and our full menu is available at 10:30 a.m. All-you-can-eat steak on Thursday night, cooked order prime rib on Friday night, and now we deliver on Waiter. Curbside and to-go is still available. Call ahead 632-1014.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7. RandallFord.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
ESPN 95.3.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Third goal. Frank's going to dump it at the goal line. Complete. Touchdown, Arkansas. Touchdown, Traylon Smith.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
You've seen how much coaching has made a difference through 4 games. We've heard it from players, we've heard it from different college football analysts, but it has obviously been evident through these first 4 games as you were 2-2 getting your first SEC win for the first time since 2017. I want to get into that as well as some quick hitting headlines coming up. Before we do that, I want to tell you about River Valley Dental.
Yeah, do you find yourself tired already this morning? It's 6:30. And you don't feel like you got a full night's sleep. It might be because you're not, because maybe you're dealing with sleep apnea, or you know you have sleep apnea because you have a CPAP and you don't know exactly what to do with that because you're tired of the noise, you're tired of cleaning it, all the frustrations that come along with having a CPAP that you have to haul around. It's tough to travel with, particularly on planes. Hey, call Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith. He's helped patients that have sleep apnea for years. He builds you a custom dental appliance that gets rid of your CPAP. You use that at night instead of your CPAP, and it eliminates the snoring. It helps you breathe better, and you sleep better at night. So here it is, now 6:31 in the morning, and you feel more refreshed, more rested, and you feel like you've gotten a full night's sleep. 479-785-1419. Talk to Dr. Bo and let him help you get rid of your CPAP and feel better and more relaxed and more refreshed every morning. 785-1419. Call and get your appointment today with Dr. Bo Sparkman and get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Bunch of awards given out to Arkansas Razorbacks yesterday. We were talking with Clay Henry about the potential of the FWAA recognizing Grant Morgan. Well, that was the case. He was given the Nagurski National Defensive Player of the Week, as well as the Chuck Bednarik. Bednarik?
Yes.
Bednarik National Player of the Week. So it's really cool to see him recognized. Tommy, he leads the country right now in tackles per game, and he's second in total tackles, only to a guy out of Boston College that's played one more game than he has. So there is a thought out there that Grant could lead the nation in tackles by the end of the year based on how he's playing. We'll see if he can gut through the kind of injury he's playing through right now, but that's not too out of the realm of possibility when it comes to Grant Morgan.
And just what a great story. His brother, obviously, we've had on the program a couple of times. He's into coaching high school football now in Oklahoma, and just a great story of a kid that comes from Greenwood, Arkansas, doesn't have a scholarship, goes up there and earns one, and not just earns a scholarship, making an impact and earning national recognition, rather, I should say. It's just a great story for Grant Morgan.
And it wouldn't be it's not too hard for him to just kind of it's tough because he had Sean Chavis, he had that, and then he was a walk-on at first, but the story that you're talking about, he had to overcome a lot of things, so it's cool to see he's at where he's at now based on that. He's not the only one that was recognized nationally yesterday. This is, again, from the Football Writers Association of America, that Jalen Catalon, Hudson Clark, Brady Latham, they are now on the freshman All-American watch list for the FWA. This is a big deal. I think Jalen Catalon, of those three, probably has the best chance to get on that list. Now, they're both, you got a redshirt freshman Catalon, a redshirt freshman Clark, and I think Brady Latham is also a redshirt freshman. Jalen Catalon actually leads all freshmen in the FBS in tackles per game, so this is a guy that's definitely made an impact early on, and he's going to continue to make an impact as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, it goes back to the recruiting. We've given Chad Morris and his staff some credit for recruiting these guys that have brought in, that you got the talent, and then this staff the credit for coaching them and getting them in a position to be successful. So Yeah, absolutely, you like to see the young guys because it only makes me imagine, Ty, what they can be their sophomore and their junior years, and you hope they're in a position by after 3 years. They have a hard decision to make after being around 3 years. Now, obviously, Catalon with being a red shirt, it could come a little bit quicker than his junior year, but you hope these guys are having to make a hard decision. You hope they come back and help make a bigger impact for greater things for your program, but that's what you want to see with these guys.
Yeah, and Jalen Catalon has been outstanding thus far. It was funny to hear Mike Woods last night. He's like, he's doing this in practice last year. Mike was like, I don't know why they didn't play him. He looked at the camera kind of weird. It's like, well, he's been doing this for a while. I don't know why they didn't play him last year.
I think I wonder if there was a thought that the staff believed they had more time. Let's save him and help, because they thought they would survive this year, get into a third season and have him ready to help build for a third season. They miscalculated there.
Just a little bit. Yeah. So we're talking about a bunch of these defensive players. The Arkansas social media accounts put this out yesterday. They are the second best defensive efficient team in the SEC, only trailing Georgia. Now, I was listening to Andy Staples on the Athletics podcast, and he talked about three best defenses of the SEC are as follows: Georgia, Kentucky, and Arkansas. Mm-hmm. And you kind of have to stop and pause there for a sec based on where you were
Where's
last
Alabama
year.
in that deal?
He didn't include Alabama. And, I mean, based on Alabama's defensive performance, that's fine. I mean, I don't think that they've shown anything. I mean, they got 48 hung on them by Ole Miss.
Georgia's not the most impressive offense that they held to, 24 last week. So, I mean, Georgia didn't have the best offense in the world, but
that's what and that's the national recognition that you're getting right now. So, but again, 6 games left, a lot of games to be played. I want to see what this team can do against Alabama in that final game from a defensive standpoint, but just another piece of recognition for this Arkansas defense.
No, that's good. And everybody's, soaking this up because it's been a while since you've had anyone outside of the state really talking and saying nice things about you. So, basking it a little bit here, but let's worry about actually being good than people thinking you're good. And get back to work and, not get caught up in all of this headlines and attention. Actually be good.
Something that I think it was Ty Clary that talked about this last night. It's like the bye week comes at a good time, not only for us to get healthy, but for us to come back to earth a little bit. I thought that's it was either him or Mike that said that. I thought that was a really good quote from one of those guys, and I think that's important that the players are even recognized that they're getting a lot of national attention. But we can't just stroll into Texas A&M and win the football, especially the offense. You cannot have the type of performance offensively you did against Ole Miss and expect to win in College Station. You can't. And this is, I guess, just an age thing with me, or maybe it's just the old curmudgeon in me. I was around a couple of guys this past weekend that are in about the same age as you, and they were all caught up in people not giving enough credit. The announcers not saying enough nice things. Clearly, the announcers don't like Arkansas. Why didn't Sports Center say this about the Razorbacks? Why didn't all of these things? Why isn't Arkansas going to be ranked? Why all of these questions about the lack of national attention? And I hear as Arkansas is getting some of that love, that's the thing that people are pointing out more and more and more and more and more and more this week. And that's great because you've been starved for that kind of attention. But at the end of the day, it's actually about being good rather than people thinking you're good, right? You want to actually be a good football team. So, let's just worry about being a good football team than having all this other stuff. And I think that's a great, if that's what Ty Clary said, I didn't hear it, but that's a great point that, hey, you can kind of get through some of this during the bye week and let's get focused on beating A&M next week. Corey sends a Facebook message, calls it rat poison.
Yeah.
Was that Spurrier?
No, it was Saban.
Saban? Okay. Yeah. I knew it was a famous football
That's exactly. Yeah, Saban made that. It was scolding the media one week about, you guys feed them rat poison. It's all just rat, because they were just pumping up the Alabama team one week with how wonderful they are and all these great headlines and accolades, and he called it rat poison.
It's not hard to do that when they've been as consistent as they have been. So, but that's kind of where
there's a little rat poison going on right now, So, but Arkansas again, you've had none of this. So hey, for the fans, I totally get why you're lapping it up.
So who's to blame? Are you saying the media is to blame?
No. I'm just saying let's not lose focus on what the goal is here. Again, 2-2's a universe better than this program has been. You haven't won 2 conference games in 2 years. You've won 2 in your first 4. The program has turned and headed in the right direction. Let's not confuse it as a destination. You're turned and pointed in the right direction. You're not at the destination. Siri has told you to do the U-turn, and now you've got the car going the right way. You're not where you need to be. You got miles to go. So let's not confuse that. I hear some people excited like we're there. Well, no, this program's not there, but we're not going in the wrong direction any longer is the way I see it. Maybe we found that. Well, I don't think you've said that, but I hear that over and over and over. Like, we've arrived. It's not the sense that people are just coming right out and saying we've arrived, but you can hear it kind of in the way they're phrasing it in their voice, or it's just kind of the tone of it. And I think it's just part of we have been starved for anything that simulates or looks like success in football. It's hard not to get a little bit overexcited, and I'm a little bit there, but I'm just trying to temper it because, again, this is a great start. I want to see what but even if you won 4 of the next 6, it's not where you want to be. It's not building the championship. It's not winning a division. You have to go 6-4. That is a great step. That is a great 8 or 9 steps in the right direction. But what's the ultimate goal here? It's somewhere in the next 5 years to what? Maybe get to Atlanta? Maybe put yourself in a position to be considered for the college football playoff? I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. You want to build a program here that can be back in the mix of the things you were in for in 10 and 11. I still think you can do some of those things, maybe not perennially like Alabama does, but every so often you can be that kind of program again.
Do you think they can get to an SEC championship with Nick Saban in the league?
Yes, because I think Nick has that 1 of 5 he doesn't make it, and maybe you can time it up. I think it's going to take the right timing where you're good and the year they're down, and maybe they lose 2, and maybe you're the reason they've lost 2. I mean, can it happen? Yeah. Is it likely? No. But, I mean, Nick doesn't make it every year either. There are other teams in this division that have made it, Auburn being one. LSU, obviously, last year won the whole thing, we know. So, yeah, I mean, it can happen.
Arkansas has yet to beat Nick Saban. I'm under the impression, I hope I'm dead wrong about this, that until you have to beat him in order to get to the SEC championship, right? Mm-hmm. You're 0-for. Right. You lost in the 2010-2011 where you were so close. You got housed in 2011 by Alabama, and you came up just short in 2010.
If you don't beat him, you got to win the rest of them. You got to go 7 and if you're still playing 8 games, 7-1. This 10 games,
and that would be requiring him to go
right, and he would have to lose 2. I mean, that's
just a tough task. Tough ask for me. See them.
But hey, weird things happen in this league. So, but yeah, I mean, Nick doesn't make it every year. Just look at last year. Now LSU had the team of a lifetime, but Arkansas could have its best team in a quarter century in a year where Alabama. But that's what it takes at Arkansas because the recruiting grounds here aren't close enough to Atlanta. It's just not the same. We know all the reasons. But you just need some good fortune in the timing of that. Can you get there? Yeah, absolutely you can get there.
So you mentioned Arkansas not necessarily being back yet. Are you a Chris Stapleton fan?
I love Chris Stapleton.
Did you see what his new song is going to be called?
No, I haven't.
It's called Arkansas. Put out like a 10-second blip of that. It's going to be released this Friday at midnight. And
that's all we got right there?
That's all you got.
Oh, okay.
So
I like the sound so
far.
You
like the sound so far?
So that's Arkansas. Huh?
Yeah, it's called Arkansas. It's going to be released at midnight this Friday, so not a lot of you will be excited about that. I know we got a lot of Chris Stapleton fans, but unfortunately that's the only little clip.
You like Chris Stapleton?
I like Chris Stapleton.
What's your favorite one?
Arkansas.
You're not a Chris Stapleton fan.
I mean, I don't listen to him on the regular, but occasionally I'll listen to one of his songs. And when I saw that, anytime like I may not know an artist like in and out, but if I see that they're gonna pick a song and call it Arkansas, there's a lyric in the song that says "Call the Hogs" or something,
really,
or "Woo Pig" or something like that. Something in terms like touching your football program. and this will definitely be a game day song of sorts.
Sure. Yeah, it'd be a great tailgate song for sure.
And the last quick headline I have for you. Do you remember the incident that occurred with Bevo and Uga after the 2018 Sugar Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever decided this was a good idea to bring a little dog over to a Longhorn, and Bevo was an idiot, and so they're dragging Uga over, and of course Bevo sees the dog and starts going berserk. One of the photographers got in the way of this and apparently got hit. Nick Wagner is now suing. He's a former Austin American Statesman photog. He's claiming gross negligence led to permanent injuries. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, sue everybody. Of course, if you get hurt, sue everyone. Sue them all. That's the American way these days, right?
Apparently he said he has permanent back and neck issues.
Of course. I need to see the chiropractor 37 times next month.
I think he was looking for somewhere in between $400,000 and $1 million is the market he's
that
in.
All? What's the maximum on the insurance policy your company carries? That'd be the first question.
Great question.
His attorneys are going to ask.
I just found that Texas is dealing with enough this year, and that's just another incident that they have to deal with.
These are live animals at the end of the day. They can be as trained as you want to be, but when they are the Razorback, Tusk is caged. Mike the Tiger at LSU caged. I've always wondered about Bevo. I don't know what the name of the buffalo at Colorado is. I'm sure he's got one. But I've always wondered, what if this animal, you don't know what an animal's thinking, but what if this animal just decides all of a sudden, I'm not standing here any longer. I'm going to go where the buffalo roam. I'm going to go where the Longhorns roam, and just takes. What are you going to do? That's a 2,500-pound animal. They're going to do what they want. If that animal wants to run out on the field, who's going to stop the animal? I've always wondered what would happen when that happens, because there's going to be a point where Bevo or the buffalo or one, there's a handful of these larger live mascots that are just kind of there.
Well, aren't the Mississippi State fans that held up the PETA signs, aren't they going to run out on the field and stop it? Or is there a sniper that's going to do the –
when the sniper steps in and puts the buffalo or Bevo down, they're going to go, oh, they're going to be aghast. So
that's
I've just always wondered, is that not a reasonable thing to ask or wonder in your mind? These are animals at the end of the day.
I mean, are you sad? Is there a sniper in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium just in case? Oh, I guess
Tusk is behind steel bars
and he's not there
in
this
a cage. He's not there. He's outside the stadium. But I think you wouldn't put Mike the Tiger at LSU just on a chain, right?
We're advocating for snipers in the event of mascots going berserk this morning on the Morning Rush. If you want to call in and give your opinion on that, it's 877-377-6963. That's going to do it for our quick hitting headlines this morning.
Hey, if your home is in Arkansas at least 10 years old and served by OG&E, listen up. There's a no-cost program to increase your comfort and to lower your bills. They have trained crews with OG&E that perform energy audits at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, they'll come back and do measures like attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much, much more. And it's no charge to qualifying homes. So if you or someone you know could benefit from the home weatherization program, call OG&E today. 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741.
Chris and Harrison wanted to let you know, Tommy, that Ralphie is the name of the Colorado Buffalo.
I didn't, should have known that. I'd heard that before, but was not on the frontal lobe. So
W and Wicks says you can't stop a charging buffalo with harsh words.
Exactly. What would you do if? I mean, that I've always wondered. I mean, you talk about gross negligence that this plaintiff is citing here in his suit. What is your plan? That would be one of the things if I was his attorney. Well, what is your plan if Bevo just decided to run amok, run with his own free will? What are you going to do about it? Because he's a 3,000-pound animal or whatever he weighs with horns, long horns.
Got a text out of the 479. Just Grant Morgan could tackle Bevo. I would love to watch
with
that.
one arm.
I think Grant would.
With a dislocated elbow.
Grant would get after it a little bit. He would try his darndest to see if he could actually do that. So, Hogball 30 texts in. He says, yes, there's a sniper at every Hog game. His perch is at the northeast end zone. He's seen him with his own eyes, and his long scope gave him away. I have never seen a sniper in Donald W. Reynolds Raceback Stadium. I don't think that is an actual thing.
I thought he was there last Saturday wearing number 31. So
yeah, Grant Morgan was all over the place. He was literally in the backfield, it seemed like, every single play. But one of the reasons that he's been able to be so successful is because of coaching. And when you have former players coming out like Devwall Whaley and so many others saying they wish he could play, I was making the joke earlier this week that other players should be granted another year of eligibility because Chad Morris was malpracticing coaching at the University of Arkansas. I had guys text me who I was friends with at the U of A that played football and say, man, I wish I could play under Pittman. All this snowball that's like the snow that's building up into this massive snowball. It makes you wonder what was Chad Morris doing last year. And here's a quote from Chad after the Western Kentucky blowout. Hey, it's going to take some time.
Well, I'll tell you this: it's going to take some time. This is not an overnight fix, and we've seen that now for 2 years. We're all frustrated. We're all incredibly frustrated.
What a time to be alive!
Chad, it's not going to take much more time.
It took Sam.
It took Hunter about a couple more hours.
Yeah, it took Sam 2 games. It took Hunter a couple hours to let you go. And I mean, you just hear quotes like that, and I don't know what to say at this point because maybe we've piled enough on Chad Morris, but when you hear stuff like that and you see what Sam Pittman's been able to do through 2 games. It's not. You don't even have to say 4 games. It was through 2 games because you got an SEC win and Chad Morris wasn't able to do that. It just doesn't make. Well, it makes sense, but it's so it should anger you and frustrate you even more.
It's not just Chad Morris. Okay, it's Chad because of the staff he hired, but it's not just Chad. It's the other 9 coaches too. I mean, it's not just the head coach. It's not. I mean, we've been giving Barry Odom a lot of praise. It's coaches at every position, and we've talked about and looked at and compared, and you know one place you start is you got Kendall Browse here, and you know Craddock, your OC last year. Where's he coaching now? Well, he's at UAB coaching tight ends. He's not an offensive coordinator anywhere. He's not in Power 5 football anywhere. He's coaching tight ends. So those are just indicators of where you were at a year ago. So, I mean, you've just elevated in so many ways the coaches at each position. I mean, yeah, you can do the comparisons between Pittman and Morris, but you really got to dig deeper than that.
Oh, it's a huge overall.
And listen, we've been talking about this. I've been ringing this bell, hammering this all summer, that coaching's going to be the biggest difference, and through 4 games we're seeing it. The biggest difference in this team won't be speed or size, or it would be coaching. How many times did we say that over the summer?
Good chunk.
A lot. Dozens. Maybe hundreds. We said it over and over and over. It's happening, but it's unfolding before our eyes.
Here's something that needs to be brought up as we close down this segment. So you keep bringing up coaching. When you look at the defensive side of the ball, you've got Derek LeBlanc, who was coach defensive line at Kentucky before he came over. Barry Odom obviously coached in the SEC. I know Stepp coached in the SEC last 2 years, but there's still more SEC experience on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that's also one of the biggest reasons that they've been able to have success relative where the offense has been.
And that's where you're seeing the results. That's the bigger surprise right now is how well the defense has played compared to the offense. Hey, if you registered for the Hardee's Lunch Bunch, we'll give another winning name away tomorrow on halftime. Hardee's in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley taking care of lunch for one lucky winner every week. It's simple to enter. Go to hitthatline.com, click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch button, give us all your info, and you are entered. We'll get a new winner tomorrow during halftime with SmackDown, Phil and Matty T.
All right, coming up, hour number 2 of the Morning Rush.
The month of October, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax. That's right, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax for the month of October.
We also offer in-store no-credit check financing, delivery service, and service after the sale. At Frank Rowe Furniture, we are family-owned, and we pride ourselves in carrying as many made-in-the-USA products as possible.
Remember, in October, no sales tax at Frank Rowe Furniture, your made-in-the-USA headquarters. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology. Only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off. Only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hi, Phil Elson for CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Russellville and Fayetteville. I love a good burger, and I love piping hot fries. And the best in the state for both are at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, no doubt about it. Chuck shoulders, fresh ground daily, always fresh. The fries always hot. Hand-spun shakes, and at both of their locations in Russellville and Fayetteville, limited seating capacity is open now at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when the bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Call Kohler and Green Insurance in Fort Smith, 484-9888, or in Van Buren, 474-9888, and online at kohlergreen.com.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet, TV, and phone service to your home. Get amazingly fast fiber internet as low as $49.95 per month. TV packages start at $32.95. Fiber phone service starts at $29.95. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out if we're installing in your area. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. I'm shocked it's October already. This year's gone by so fast it's scary. Now I'm afraid I'm not going to hit my goals. So I'm rolling out my most shocking deals yet. It's my Shocktober sales event. Swap your current car for one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, and priced to save you money. So dump that pumpkin that's haunting your driveway. Trade and save on a nicer, newer car today. Are past credit problems keeping you up at night? Don't be scared. My For the People credit approval process is a treat, and our friendly, non-commissioned sales staff can help you get the nicer, newer car you want at a price and payment that fits your budget. Keeping the car you have? Let us get it ready for fall in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes, buy 3, get 1 free on all tires, or call ahead and set up your free winter-ready inspection. It's the Shocktober sales event, only in Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Some folks may see some cloud cover, a slight chance of a shower, especially across the north early, and then an increase in the sunshine. Our high today in the low 80s. Mainly clear, low 60s tonight, and then sunny skies on Thursday. Our high into the low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by OG&E Weatherization Program for Arkansas customers with homes at least 10 years old. Call 1-800-272-9741 for details or log on to OGE.com.
KERX, Paris Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
You know, this statement's probably going to cost me a little bit of money one of these days, but this is it for me. I'm not interested in any other program. Arkansas is truly the greatest program in America to me. I grew up 75 miles from here. I have a lake home on Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs. My wife's from Pittsburgh, Kansas, and we're home, and this is where we want to be, and this is be my last job.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
hitthatline.com. There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is the Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
So that quote you heard on the top of the open, that was Sam Pittman on Scott Van Pelt last night of the edition of SportsCenter. It was great. You really enjoyed it. We're going to play that clip coming in again coming up. And that's the guy that you have as your head coach, the one that wants to retire Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's a nice, simple life.
Yeah, when I heard that last night, all I could think of, if Jimmy Sexton was his agent, which he's not, he'd have fired him as a client, right? Because Jimmy Sexton,
no leverage.
Jimmy Sexton would have never allowed a client to say something like that. But fortunately for Hunter Yurachek, Jimmy Sexton does not represent. Was it Judy Henry, I believe, is his agent who's in Little Rock. She probably said, where's the upside for me in this deal? But, yeah, Jimmy Sexton was like, boy, I'm glad he's not my coach. I'm glad I don't represent him. So,
and he's just open and honest, kind of like what he said following the Mississippi State game.
There ain't no, we're going to go out and recruit. We're going to go do this. Whoever we had on the plane is all we need. Yeah. That's all we need.
Now, that may or may not have been a direct shot at Chad Morris, but what he did there is he used Chad Morris's words basically against him and getting the players to buy it. Because that's like one of those things where you heard basically the exact opposite from Chad Morris, like we played last clip. It's going to take time. We need to get our players in here. Now, Sam's like, no, hold up. We have our guys in here, and we have them buying in already, and that is evident once again through what you've seen through 4 games of the college football season.
So follow me on this. I was just thinking about this morning, so it may have been one of those 4:30 in the morning thoughts that doesn't hold muster.
Doesn't compute.
But Sam Pittman is the Brandon Burlsworth, Grant Morgan, Hudson Clark of coaches. He's the walk-on, right? He's the guy that didn't get the scholarship to be the head coach. He's the guy that everybody passed over. He's the guy that, sorry, thanks for coming to camp, but we don't have a scholarship for you. He's the guy that has just done a good job, worked hard, lifted the weights, showed up to practice, been in the film room, and then finally 25 years later, he's a head coach, and he's now he's on scholarship. He's on scholarship as a head coach. It's kind of like a Grant Morgan, Hudson Clark. I mean, you can go down a list of other players that have earned scholarships, but those are two fresh ones that are easy to use as a example for everybody. That's kind of the career path he's taken as a head coach, the underdog role. He embodies what Arkansas as a state and as a football program is really about. He gets it because he's had to fight uphill for everything. I don't know how long it's been his dream to be a head coach and how long it sounds like it's for years to be a head coach at Arkansas. Makes you wonder how bad it had to be for him to leave here to go to Georgia to come back. But
he's playing babysitter, so like I get it.
But well, you have to do that with me. But nonetheless, you see the correlation, or what? At least at 4:30 this morning, I was trying to draw this in my head to talk to you about it this morning. That he's kind of been the walk-on coach that's earned the scholarship, and now he's getting the credit he's earned through all the hard work over decades in his situation.
Well, it's like what we talked about with Lane Kiffin and Sam Pittman. The difference is last week where Lane Kiffin cries about losing his starting job at Fresno State to David Carr, and then inexplicably is given a assistant wide receiver coach position because his dad, Monty Kiffin, is coaching defense in the NFL, I believe, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the time. And he's coached the Raiders, he's coached the Vols, he's coached the USC Trojans, and there's really hasn't been a high level of success anywhere that he's coached except for FAU, which is not the same level of competition that it is in the Pac-12 or in the SEC where he's at now. And Sam has coached in the league for quite some time, and he's mentioned, I think Barry was the one when he was at Missouri that tried to hire him as the offensive coordinator, but he stayed at Georgia, if I'm remembering that story correctly. But he's been in an offensive line role for quite some time, and now he's finally beginning an opportunity like you're talking about, and he's made the most of it because Brandon made the most of it in his time, the late Brandon Burlsworth at the U of A. You mentioned other walk-ons. Hudson Clark has obviously made the most of it to this point this year. Grant Morgan, the list goes on, and that's why the Brandon Burlsworth Trophy, thanks to Marty, was invented, because it wanted to showcase these guys that put in that much more effort, who weren't the most talented, whether it was Jared Aberdarish, whether it was Baker Mayfield, who's a former walk-on, Red Zone Renfro, Hunter Renfro. I mean, these are guys that have really stood out and became something, even though that they had much higher level of difficulty getting to the point that they aspired to reach.
I mean, Sam was never even a coordinator before he arrived at Arkansas. I mean, it's really a unique career path to arriving to be here, and then that's one of the reasons, and I think one of the things that fans are taking a little bit of delight in right now is Sam's getting some of the attention and credit he has earned. It's a lot of these same people that are glad to have him on now and pat him on the back were the same ones that saying this is the D- hire. This is an awful selection by Hunter Yurachek. Arkansas is headed for more disaster in their program. All of these horrible predictions about where this football program was headed is, clearly Arkansas didn't get their first choice when they hired Sam Pittman, but nobody would trade right now.
And
not one person, but here you are with a coach that nobody thought was going to work out. And all these pundits, all these talking heads are inviting him on their shows now.
There was a lot of former players that came to his defense, mainly Travis Swanson. There was the anonymous letter that we now know was Dan Skippers and other players, not just on the offensive line, but others. And I mean, to be open and clear and honest and cards on the table, I asked the question that people freaked out about, why do you think he's going to have success here? Now, I never once said that Sam Pittman is not going to have success at Arkansas, but that question needed to be asked for a guy that never was a head coach, much less a coordinator in the toughest division in college football, which, by the way, the SEC not only screwed you with the toughest schedule in college football history. So there were a lot of question marks when he got here and a lot more after he arrived as well, and he's mainly answered every single one of those bells. Here is what he had to say on Scott Van Pelt last night, and it's music to Razorback fans' ears.
Coach, through the years, I have shown resumes of the people in your profession, and it's remarkable what you guys go through. I just moved back home to Maryland, where I'm from. I hope I never have to move again. And I look at your resume, and my gosh, you've been all over. And I just wonder, Sam, does it feel like for you that you're home, that this is a place where you can unpack boxes and just, as my grandma used to say, sit a spell?
This statement's probably going to cost me a little bit of money one of these days, but this is it for me. I'm not interested in any other program. Arkansas is truly the greatest program in America to me. I grew up 75 miles from here. I have a lake home on Lake Hamilton and Hot Springs. My wife's from Pittsburgh, Kansas, and we're home, and this is where we want to be, and this is be my last job.
I have a feeling some Arkansas fans out there might hear that and say, yes, sir.
Yeah, listen, Sam, it's not going to cost you any money because you keep doing what you're doing here, and
Brinks truck will roll.
I think Arkansas is going to take care of you just fine. So, but listen, that is music to Razorback fans' ears. Hey, the all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping, like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe, and with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and their mobile service shuttle. Relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. It's at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Coming up, we'll be joined by former Razorback, former Super Bowl champion Brett Good. We're also getting into your SEC update. All that's coming up on the Morning Rush.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
If you're the head coach, you'd want to have the fan base at Arkansas every Saturday in the stands.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Introducing Arkansas Scholarship Lottery's $10 million cash extravaganza scratch-off. Come on, we need a bigger fanfare than that when you can win up to 20 times with 3 top prizes of $200,000. Still not big enough. Try again. That should do it. Win bigger with the $10 million cash extravaganza scratch-off and more than $10 million in prizes. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
You always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold, Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Was your roof damaged
damaged by recent storms. Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006. Will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
That one's caught. One down. Whoa, on a rope. Oh, my goodness. Joe Adams. There's not a backup in the country that can throw a ball like that.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text The Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
Former Razorback Britt Good will be joining us in about 5 minutes. We'll get his thoughts and reactions to what happened for the Arkansas Razorbacks against the Ole Miss Rebels this past weekend and what they need to do heading into the bye week, and also talk some NFL as his former head coach Mike McCarthy is dealing with a blank storm right now in Dallas, Texas. Before we do that, I want to get into our SEC update, and we also want to tell you about the Fence Man.
Yeah, the Fence Man's got everything going on when it comes to gates, fencing, anything to increase the curb appeal or security around your home or business. Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing now available with the Fence Man as well, whether it's wood privacy fences, vinyl fencing, commercial or residential chain link, custom wrought iron fencing, automatic gates, powered gates. They do everything, even solar-powered installations. They've done a few of those as well. They've built custom dog pens for those that want a nice dog kennel. They can do all kinds of things. So if you can imagine it, they can probably build it for you at the Fence Man. 479-782-3936 for the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
The bad news continues for Mike Leach in 2020 as one of his former quarterbacks who was playing wide receiver, Garrett Schrader, has decided to enter the transfer portal. Now, he was playing quarterback last year. Leach moved him over to wide receiver. This is a guy that was a four-star kid, ended up in Starkville, and now looks like he's going to venture out elsewhere, Tommy.
And, it's amazing how quick, Mike Leach had a few issues, and obviously the social media post in the offseason that many of you are aware of, caused some some problems for him, obviously. And then you beat LSU, and he's the media darling, and it seems like everything is right with the world. And isn't it amazing how it's all kind of crumbled and fallen apart? No one was
very quickly.
Like the culture and no one questions culture when you're winning, but boy, when you're losing, everybody wonders about the culture, the relationships, the trust between players and coach. Everything's under the microscope right now in Starkville.
This is a report coming out of footballscoop.com that Florida Gators have announced 25 new COVID-19 positive tests in the past week. They have suspended football activities. The Florida-Missouri game that was going to be played scheduled this weekend has been pushed back another week. This following the LSU-Florida postponement as well. Not good news for the Gators, Tommy.
No, and with Dan Mullen having COVID-19, another high-profile coach, you wonder if he can get 3 negative tests in 72 hours or whatever Saban's situation was there. But obviously pushing the game back another week doesn't put that kind of emphasis on that. This is why you built in the bye weeks, I think, where you did into the season. Also, you built in that extra week at the end of the year between the end of the regular season and the championship game for this very reason. So I wonder if Florida's thinking twice about, the state's opened up for bigger capacities in their sports venues. Does the University of Florida and the SEC together work to maybe pump the brakes on that idea a little bit?
And finally,
maybe they already have, and I haven't read it, but makes you wonder if they're going to open that up.
Ron DeSantis, I think, is their
Arkansas's got to go there in about a month, a little bit less than a month. How comfortable are you with that if you're these visiting teams going in there?
Yeah. Last one for the SEC update. This is about Jared Garantano. This was an anchor on the news station that decided that he was just going to go off in one of the funniest clips that I've seen this year.
This is a round hole. Now imagine this is a square peg. See how many times I try to put this square peg into this round hole? It just doesn't work. You know what it reminds me of? The Vols sending Jared Garantano out to play quarterback. No matter how many times you try, it's just not going to work.
Seems like he is not a fan of Jared Garantano after his 2 pick-6 performance against the Kentucky Wildcats. Then his replacement comes in and throws an interception. So quarterback situation not going well for Jeremy Pruitt and Jim Chaney down there in Tennessee.
No, and seems like for the most part, in the SEC at least, has there been a quarterback that really has exceeded expectations? I'm just kind of rolling through my mind. I kind of asked this question off the cuff because it seems like defenses have kind of won the day, and quarterbacks, for the most part, have been struggling a little bit this year. A lot more interceptions, or maybe I'm just seeing a little more Arkansas. But
I would say Mac Jones is one that people had questions about, but I think that's more due to his wide receivers and weapons.
But the trend has not been quarterback. I mean, quarterbacks have struggled in this league this year.
I mean, let's do it. Bo Nix.
Yeah.
KJ Costello. Matt Corral last week. And Corral previous to that point, but then he faced the gargantuan that is the Arkansas defense. So, trying to think of that. Trask is, he's basically where he's at. He's done what he's going to do. Mond looked awful against Texas A&M. Looked really good against Florida. Looked awful against Texas A&M. I think it's a combination of a lot of different things. So we'll see. Big weekend next weekend. Actually, really big weekend this weekend. It's just Arkansas's not playing. I know, excited about that. I know guys who is excited for the game next weekend, and that is Brett Good, former Arkansas Razorback, as we bring him into the fold. Brett, as we get closer and closer to this Texas A&M game, you were the guy before the season that said this team could win 4 or 5 games, and a couple people laughed at you, a couple Arkansas fans laughed at you. Man, through 4 games, your prediction doesn't seem too far off.
Well, now all those fans are now thinking we should win the SEC West this year too. So, you can't flip flop that quick. I just knew from a winning culture that you had the coaches that are always winning, and in those programs that can do that, they're going to put that vibe out there that they can win. Now, yes, those kids they've been coached better, but they want to win. They've always wanted to win, but when you put winning around winning, it's bound to happen.
Brett, when you look at the 3 units, offense, defense, and special teams, why do you think the defense is so much further along than both offense and special teams?
I think it's surprising, first of all, without an off season, but they're playing fast. You know, that they're coached. They're not playing like, oh, I don't want to screw up. I think maybe that was the problem we've had in the years past, is that we were trying to, don't screw up this play, don't screw up this play. Well, now they're just going out there and they're playing free. And it's amazing what you can do when you play that free. And they've shown that on defense, getting that many turnovers and being able to do that.
We have Brett Good on every Wednesday. We also want to focus on special teams because that's what you did for 10 years in the NFL. All right, from a time zone away, you could see the fake punt coming, right? I mean, everyone around the state watching, the 16,000 in the stadium, everyone was screaming fake punt, when Ole Miss came up to the line and ran that, and then obviously they got it. What happened on that play, and why wasn't Arkansas more ready for the fake that Ole Miss executed to get the first down?
I don't know why they weren't more ready. I think just the way the game had gone, their offense had been stalling, they've been throwing interceptions. You just got to know in that situation they're gonna fake it. They're gonna try something if you give it to them. And in that situation, we always said you're better with even your defense, what they call defensive stay, not even punt safe out there. If you put your defensive stay, you got your defense on the field, and you just kind of get rid of all that, where they can't even do that because you're doing so good in the ball game. You don't want to give up a cheap play like that on special teams, and it's unfortunate that it happened, but it's another thing that we've got to correct this week. Is the bye week, we've got too many special teams woes that we're trying to fix each week.
Yeah, Arkansas with another change in their punt unit this week, putting a different punter on the field. What did you see with Reed Bauer? 7 punts, 46 yards. I know a lot of people don't focus on the actual punter, but Arkansas went through 3 different legs in punting the football this year.
2-3 legs, and to do what we did, I think we're getting better on that. Covering the punts and doing everything that we need to do. We're lining up now. We're not getting that false start penalty on the illegal procedure. So we're making the adjustments we need to do. I think we're at this point, whoever can punt the ball, let's punt it. We may even have to do a quarterback quick kick if we run out of a punter. So. We just want to keep everything going, keep the momentum going, and we've got to really just hammer down now. They got close on that punt block. Obviously we gave up the fake punt, so we've got to get it. And it'd be nice to have 1 week where we're not talking about special teams how bad they did, it's how good they did.
Yeah, and they didn't have the illegal formations on the punt. Is that as simple as just all right? You got your protection back in front of the punter, and then you just put everybody else on the line of scrimmage. I mean, how would you solve that problem permanently for the rest of the year?
Permanently, what we used to say is, you've got the snapper. He sets the line of scrimmage, and we told everybody that was supposed to be on the ball, you put your head on his butt. It's that easy. I mean, you look down the line and you can see, if you can't see his butt and you're not even with it, you've got to scoot up. And the guys towards the end, you can actually point to the official and ask them. They're going to tell you if you're on the line. And so they've been coaching stuff. You just got to go out there and do it, and you've got to. This isn't something that, we just thrown it out there and we're not getting coached to do this. Like, they've been taught this, they've been coached it, but now they've got to go do it. They got to take ownership of it because you've got to take pride in it. And I think that once we start taking some pride in special teams, it'll kind of help us kickstart a little bit of what we need to, to help our defense, because our defense is our only thing right now.
Former Razorback Brett Good of Henderson Phillips Solutions, former Green Bay Packer, former Arkansas Razorback with us on the Morning Rush. Brett, your coach, your former head coach, Houston Nutt, won the SEC Coach of the Year 2006 and 2001. Early on, what percentage do you give Sam Pittman winning Coach of the Year this season?
I think if you look at our track record and everything that we've done, and you look at the beginning of the year, all the experts not picking us to win a game, I think he's got to be top of your list, in an all-SEC schedule. No off season, dealing with a virus, a pandemic. I think it's second to none right now. You tell me somebody else across the country that's turned around a program and got people believing. Not only that the kids believe in, what he said after the game, talking about that all we need is what we had on the plane. But I mean, he's got everybody in the state now believing that we're back in the old days of winning 10, 11 ball games, and then that's the type of hype that you want of a coach.
Do you think there's a win total that he has to reach? Because I know it's going to be difficult if Nick Saban gets back to an SEC championship, or if Kirby Smart makes it, or if Dan Mullen makes it for the first time as head coach in Florida. Do you think there's a win threshold that Sam Pittman has to reach in order for him to lock that award down?
I'm sure there is, and you're probably looking at the 7-win mark. It shouldn't be, honestly. but it's like the Heisman Trophy. That goes to the best player on the best team. I mean, the rules of what they actually the awards were started out meant to be is Coach of the Year. And if you turn around a program that has been in the dumps for years and nobody talked about you, you're the laughing stock, and then you get them and make them respectable, I think that just solidifies it that you're the Coach of the Year.
Brett Good with us here on the Morning Rush. You get the bye week where you need to heal up. We were talking earlier in the show about, you're getting a lot of praise, a lot of pats on the back. I think the bye week's perfectly timed for that, so you can get through a week of that and maybe get the focus on beating A&M, a good quality team that's in the top 10. This program had a lot of pats on the back the last 2 or 3 years, so being able to handle that. Talk about the difficulty. I know you weren't in a lot of situations with teams in your career. You played on a lot of successful teams that had to go through a lot of downturns, and then you get some success and learning to deal with that. But that's one of the learning lessons right now for Sam Pittman's programs, Brett, is how do you deal with getting so much attention for success when you haven't had to deal with that the last couple of years?
It's tough, especially for a lot of those guys. But you got to remember, some of those guys have won on the high school level, so they know how to handle success. And the coaching staff, I think they're going to hammer it and really tell these guys, remember, like, nobody gave you credit, nobody gave you a chance all year long. Don't start listening to the hype. And what they really need to do, I think this bye week is going to give them time to focus on getting healthy, but also self-scouting themselves. Figuring out what, we're not going to get that many turnovers every week. If we are, we're going to set records that have never been touched before. So we've got to self-scout ourselves and really figure out how we can get better on defense and how we can, make that next step on offense and special teams. If we get our offense and special teams playing consistent, then, we can get to that, maybe 7-8 win. But that's a stretch. But if we get that consistency of play, of getting first downs, we don't have to go out there and score every time, but they've got to have that mentality that we just need to get a couple of first downs. And I hope that they can take that with their brain of not believing the hype and saying, oh, we're not, we're too good. No, you got to remember, everybody in the state and everybody on the media, what they thought about you at the beginning of the year, because that's what they still believe about you as soon as you lose.
We're going to have
you've got to take that mentality to make yourself better.
Sorry about that. Coach Pittman's going to be on with us tomorrow at 8 o'clock. As a former player, what would you want to know most? I'm going to have you do some of my work for me, some of my show prep. So as a former player, what do you want to know most about what's going on behind those four walls right now?
Kind of what I just said. I want to know, the self-scouting. We used to call it cross-the-hall coaching. If, we get Odom and Bryles together, and how are you attacking our offense? How are you attacking our defense? Just another mind of talking about trying to improve, on what we're doing, and even on special teams. Like, let's go back to basics, and how can we improve our team to play consistent and to play? We've got 2 wins, and what's sad and crazy about that, at the beginning of the year, everybody talking about our team and what they didn't think we were going to do, but we've got 2 wins, and we haven't played a consistent full ball game of all 3 phases. So how good can we be if we put all 3 of those together? And I think that's what I want to know from Coach is how can we get those 3 phases playing together on the same game? And like you said a minute ago, is keeping the guys just level-headed, and because we've got to keep them level-headed and not believe the hype. Because you also don't want to get out there and do something stupid that's going to hurt your teammates, where you either get a virus or you do something crazy, and you don't want to hurt the football team.
Brett Good with us, Henderson Phillips Solutions. Brett, a couple NFL questions before you let you go. Dallas Cowboys, it's looking very tough for Mike McCarthy. He's your former head coach. What does he have to do to turn this season around?
Can he get his quarterback off the IR? Yeah. That's unfortunate. You lose a quarterback. You lose, you lose the whole offseason with the pandemic. You go in, you lose a quarterback. You have no preseason. You're trying to instill a new culture. And I think with the NFL compared to college, you're only dressing 46 guys out there, and you've got a salary cap issue of where you're getting other players. His offensive line has gotten beat up really bad. Mm-hmm. He just last week got some defensive guys back, but obviously they didn't help. I think they were, they were still a little banged up. So I think just trying to change that culture as well, and trying to get them on the winning page. And I know there was some stuff in the media come out that the players are saying that they were unprepared. So you don't want that stuff coming out in the media. So there's something going on in the locker room there, and hopefully they can get it turned around. But if not, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Jerry Jones fires him. You know, if there's a big deal, that's a reality of the NFL.
And the other game Monday night, the Chiefs bounced back after losing to Las Vegas the previous week, which is a bitter rival between those two. Your thoughts on the Chiefs as they're trying to get back to the Super Bowl and win 2 in a row?
Exactly. They had a good bounce back, and that's what, you know, when we talk about with Arkansas playing all 3 phases, the Chiefs has one of the best special teams coordinator in the NFL for a long time. He used to be in Chicago, and they had Devin Hester, and we used to hate playing him because of the schemes he put in. But they're a full team, and you've got to go out and play a complete game against the Chiefs to have a chance to win. But the likelihood of them winning are still high when you have Mahomes back there being able to throw to all of his targets. You know, they're running the ball well, they're passing the ball well, and then, you know, you get down in that third down situation, and you don't know if you're going to run it, throw it, he's going to underhand pitch, or if he's going to run it himself. So there's a lot for a defense to take in against the Chiefs, and frankly, their defense is one of the best in the NFL. So they've got a complete team, and it's going to be exciting to see them continue this.
All right, always good stuff from Brett with us every Wednesday. You can listen in and make an appointment with yourself to listen every Wednesday if you want to know what's going on with special teams. We got the best there is here with us. Also, if you want to know about insurance, make an appointment with Brett right now, 479-651-2292. You're off the field, but now you're on the winning team with Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Brett, tell everybody what you're doing.
We do everything from employee benefits to property and casualty, and I tell you one thing that I've learned right now is that people get their home, their auto, their jewelry, and guns, but a lot of people are forgetting about their family, you know. So I've had some good talks about life insurance. So just give me a call, 479-651-2292.
Yeah. So call Brett. He'll talk a little football with you, talk some you do every kind. Auto insurance, you mentioned life there. So it's personal, commercial. Employer solutions also means the employee benefits at work. And staffing management solutions. Tell us what that means.
We can handle everything from the staff. We do payroll. We do 401k. So we try and do everything that you can just focus on your business. We have partnerships with, you know, we're at a time right now where you may be looking for some employees. We actually have people that we can help with that. So we want to kind of be the one-stop local shop that you can call at any time of the day. You're not going to get an operator. You're not going to have to dial one. You're going to get me on my cell phone and let us take care of you.
All right, special discounts after midnight, 479-651-2290. Is that right?
Yeah, if I pick it up, you'll get a special discount.
651-2292 for Brett Good with Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. All right, we'll chat next Wednesday.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Good stuff from Brett, as always. When you think about this football team and how far they've come and just kind of the expectations, I thought Brett laid it out pretty good, just like we heard from Ty and Mike last night, that the expectations, the coaches need to hammer them in as they're – and I don't know what the policy is going to be from the Arkansas football team down, as if these kids can go home for the weekend, see their families and stuff, because you don't want a bunch of COVID-related outbreaks. That's something that we'll continue to monitor, but – they're going to hear.
Let's ask him about that tomorrow, about how he's handling that.
Okay, you can ask him that.
Yeah, because I'd have Saturday practice if it was me, just to walk through. I'd keep everybody together, but that's just me.
Yeah. So with that happening, it's not just going to be the media that's going to be telling you how good you are. Your parents, your family, your friends. Man, Arkansas is back. Arkansas is back. Arkansas is back. But as we heard from Brett, they need to hammer into this football team. No, you're not back. Now you're on the right track, but you're not back to this point. Now, it's going to be a lot harder to do that after, if Arkansas ends the game against Texas A&M as the victor, you get a top 10 win on the road. We got a long way off from that. But at this point, like Tommy was talking about earlier, this team is not back. But it's hard to come to that realization based on just how crappy this football program has been in. So any line, any realm of success feels like you're back relative to where you were. But there is still a long way to go. Sam Pittman knows that. Barry Odom knows that. Kendall Briles and Scott Fountain especially know that. It's just kind of a wait and see. And, I mean, listen, let's look at what happened. Mississippi State, you came out flat against Auburn. Now, Sam Pittman says that was more than watching the video board. I'm forgetting who was playing in that football. I think it was Missouri and LSU that they were watching up on the video board in Jordan-Hare Stadium. You didn't necessarily come out flat against Ole Miss, and you didn't come out dejected after a game you probably should have been given the W against Auburn. Can you, after a bye week, reconcile, compose yourself, and put together a complete 60 minutes to beat Texas A&M? We'll find out next weekend.
Hey, if you're planning a weekend getaway, think about Gaston's White River Resort, one of our favorite places. And I'm going to tell you, October's a great month. Early November, as the leaves are changing, the weather's still great. Before the colder winter temperatures set in, now's a great time to get to Gaston. So if you got some vacation days left before the end of the year comes and maybe you lose those, if you're looking for a place to go, but, hey, you don't want to get on a plane, you don't want to travel far, hey, it's right here in our own backyard. It's Gaston's White River Resort. And if you just Google the White River in Arkansas, you're going to find out it's one of the best trout fishing streams in North America, not just our country, but our continent. And it's right here in our state. So head to Gaston's. Just go to gastons.com. You can read a lot more details about their 80 private cabins and lodges that are right there on property. 870-431-5202. Call and make a reservation today. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is former Razorback and Super Bowl champion Brett Good, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The month of October, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax. That's right, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax for the month of October.
We also offer in-store no-credit check financing, delivery service, and service after the sale. At Frankfurt Furniture, we are family-owned, and we pride ourselves in carrying as many made-in-the-USA products as possible.
Remember, in October, no sales tax at Frankfurt Furniture, your made-in-the-USA headquarters. Frankfurt Furniture, best seats in the house.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Whatever floats your boat at Make-A-Wake Bait and Tackle. They carry tons of top brand lines of rods and reels and everything you need to gear up your tackle box, from Strike King, Kitech, and Zoom to Sunline and War Eagle products. Make finding your next Yamaha or Skeeter boat an easy catch with Make-A-Wake Boat Sales and Service in Van Buren, 4806 Alma Highway in Van Buren, and MakeAWakeBoats.com.
Woo woo! Beat Up Sauce Alert! 4 new sauces just hit the menu. Listen closely for the lineup. Player 1, pizza sauce. The game day decision of pizza versus wings is now easier than ever. Player 2, lemon pepper. Yep, that's right. Now it's a sauce too. Player 3, orange sauce. Served with a fortune cookie on the side. And lastly, coming in hot, Carolina Reaper. This sauce just moved up to captain, taking over as Beat Up's new blazing sauce. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Have you had someone back out of a contract and you don't know what to do? Or maybe you have a problem with your boss. It may be time to sit down with a lawyer and discuss your options. The attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners are ready to give advice on your next step. Kevin Hickey Law Partners are experienced in all types of lawsuits. If you have a dispute that may involve going to court, don't just hire any lawyer. Contact Kevin Hickey Law Partners. Give them a call at 479-434-2014 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out online at kevinhickeylaw.com.
The bloodline of any modern business is their computer network, data storage, and supporting hardware. So who takes care of one of the most important aspects of your business? Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren can handle all your networking services like cabling, firewall, routers, and VPNs to hardware and software protection from virus and malware. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Ask Shelter agents Wade Gilkey or Jim Milam about a free insurance review.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Second down for Mississippi State. Costello rolling to his right. Flags are down. Fires toward the sideline. It's intercepted. Intercepted down at the 36-yard line. Coming out of there with it was Joe Fouché. If that's a hold on State, it's going to be Arkansas's football.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
The only thing that I watch on Facebook is the Morning Rush. That's it.
You lead the country in interceptions. If there was a statistic out there that I could have guessed, predicted, foreseen for this Arkansas football team, not just on defense, but anything, it would not have been that. But we got to talk about this defense because they have been magnificent to this point. I'll tell you what else is magnificent. That is CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. They've now changed. They're on DoorDash now, so take advantage of that when it comes to getting your food delivered. You can also order on the app. You can order online, and you can also get it to go. You can get it through the drive-thru at the Fayetteville location. And, of course, now both their dine-in atmospheres are open at both the Russellville location, Arkansas Avenue, exit 81, and the Weddington location up there in Fayetteville.
So the last time I was in, you can buy some of their seasoning from Keith there. They give you a nice stainless steel canister, and you can take some of the seasoning home, which is one of the secrets to why their burgers are so good. And I've got one of these Blackstone griddles. And last night I sent Keith a message on Twitter that I had some of that seasoning. I was trying to do burgers like his, and I failed. They were good burgers. They just weren't as good as CJ's, but I was smashing them down. I put the seasoning on. They were good. They weren't CJ's good, but they were pretty good. And the key is he gets the skin on them just right. I've got to work on that. I don't think I had the griddle hot enough, and I'm going to have him give me some lessons. But the seasoning, you can get that seasoning. So if you want to try it at home, but yeah, I can't do it as good as CJ's.
Many of y'all have had the greatness that is CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. If you haven't had it, I would encourage you, get a double, get fries, get a milkshake. I know I need to get up there and try one of the new caramel ones. And they're also introducing a new milkshake when it comes around wintertime, which we'll be telling you more about. Again, 2 great locations in Russellville, Arkansas, exit 81, Arkansas Avenue, and then the Weddington location in Fayetteville. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best. And they are the best, no doubt about it. All right, this defense we've been talking about. Number 1 in the country in interceptions this season. Not only that, when it comes to Jalen Catalon or Bumper Pool, this is what they do. I can't remember the texter that sent us this message a while back, but it's like next time you come in when you're talking about defense, you got to play boom by pod. But just the hits that they've delivered, the sure-handed tackling, there's been so much goodness that's come out of this defense. If you look at scoring defenses, let's go to the past decade. Let's just narrow down the past decade, your defenses that have been pretty good. 2010, 2011, 2014. In 2014, you had the 9th best scoring defense in the country. In 2011, you had the 33rd. In 2010, you had the 47th. The defenses that these units were part of, you think about guys like Jerry Franklin, Jake Beckett, Martrell Spate, Trey Flowers, Darius Philon. I mean, these are solid after solid, and really a lot of NFL players that I've named when it comes to that list. And now you're wondering, you just had your best game of the season defensively, and you're missing Bumper Pool, Dorian Gerald, and Monteric Brown. So you wonder, what kind of game plan can they come up with for Texas A&M and Kellen Mond, who struggled against horrendous defenses in Arkansas the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. And how can Arkansas do playing A&M, which is going to be more of a downhill running team? You haven't really seen a team that's going to line up and try to run it really up the middle the way A&M has set their offense up. Georgia didn't do that. Auburn was more spread to throw or spread to run. And then we know what the Mississippi schools want to do. They just want to throw it all over the place. Arkansas has been really good at stopping the pass. So this is going to be a new challenge and a new way of stopping the team that Barry Odom hasn't faced so far this year. But I think we all got faith that, hey, particularly with 2 weeks to come up with a plan and to scout it out, he's going to have a defensive plan.
You look at the 4 games, you face 4 SEC opponents. You think about that with the volume of scoring and the interceptions and all that jazz. You think about the offensive minds you faced in Mike Leach, who's regarded as one of the best offensive minds in college football. Now, I know their last 3 games have been a disaster outside their first one against LSU, but Lane Kiffin is really the example that you have to continuously use, that he was able to dominate the other opponents on his schedule, which Florida has, their defense has some issues this year with Grantham. They've got to clean that up, but typically is regarded as a pretty good defensive coordinator. Kentucky and Mark Stoops, they have one of the probably top 3 defense in the SEC. Ole Miss had their way with them. Then you move on to Alabama, which Nick Saban gave up 48 points to Matt Corral and Lane Kiffin. And again, you didn't have Bumper, Monteric, or Dorian this past game, 3 of your better defensive players. So what can you do against Texas A&M? This, to me, is the best defense you've had since 2014. And there's a lot of similarities between these two teams. The defense is making up for the ineptitude of both the offense and special teams like you had in 2014. Think about that 2014 team. You gave up 23 receiving yards to Amari Cooper, one of the best receivers in the country, had like 1,816 touchdowns that year. Dak Prescott was held to 17 points. One of the best quarterbacks in the league, not just in the league, but in all of college football that year. You shut down other opponents that had no business scoring the small amount of points they were able to against the Razorbacks. You shut out LSU 17-0. You shut out Ole Miss 30-0. I know Bo Wallace had a hampering ankle that game, but the defense came up time and time again, and so far that's what you've had from this defense in 2020, despite the offense and the special teams not necessarily being in the same ballpark as the defense.
So if you get in, with Spiller and running the ball up the middle and having to face big backs, do you have enough defensive linemen? Do you have enough depth to rotate enough guys there? You've got great linebackers on the front line. Do you have enough linebackers if you got to go through it enough to stop the run? That's what we're going to probably find out against A&M, because it's going to be about your front 7. I'm guessing that's how he'll set it up, more in a 4-3 type look, bring the jack in. I don't know. That's what coaches are going to figure out, but it's not going to be a 3-man front, I would think, against a run-oriented offense. So can your front 7 or so, maybe bringing one of those corners into the box, maybe your front 8, put the stop on that run? Can you get 3rd and 4 shut down in 2 yards? That's going to be the challenge, because if not, you may put the blueprint out there how to beat the Arkansas defense.
Yeah, and that's just to pound them. It's just going to be a matter of effort this next week against Texas A&M, and there's a lot of pressure. There's always going to be more pressure on the Aggies than there are the Razorbacks to win this football game because you just have more coming out of College Station across the college football world. The expectations, even though as good as Arkansas's played to this point, the expectations are still higher on the Texas A&M Aggies. So
yep, and I mean they're the ranked team. They're the ones with the $7.5 million a year coach. They're the ones with a trophy waiting on a year to be put on it. All of those things, and Arkansas hadn't beaten them in a while, and I think this is the year Arkansas has got the team to. They've been close in years they shouldn't have been close. If that trend holds true, I think maybe they got the better team right now to get over that hump.
Hour number 3 coming up. We will get into your Hog update. Also want to talk about just kind of what Sam Pittman had to say on Scott Van Pelt last night. And it is also a What's Your Beef Wednesday. So if you have a beef, 877-377-6963. You can call, you can text. We don't care. Just get them in on a Wednesday. Hour number 3 coming up.
Pre-order your hot spring spa and beat the price increase at Burton Pools and Spas. Hot tub prices are sure to increase in 2021. That's why you should pre-order now from Burton's and pay less during the hot tub pre-order sale. October 23rd through November 2nd. Hot tubs start at only $60 a month and with 28 models to choose from. Pre-order your hot tub and save October 23rd through November 2nd at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith and at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
At Toyota, today's the day to score a great deal. That means today's the day to take a ride in your thrilling new Camry. Today's the day to scale new heights in your powerful new RAV4 Hybrid. Or maybe today's the day to turn heads in your stylish new Corolla. Today's the perfect day to tackle a new outdoor project in your tough new Tundra. Today might even be the day to go as far as the road will take you with the epic range of your new Highlander Hybrid. Today's the day to save on all your favorites like the Toyota Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, Tundra, and more. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Head into your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 60 months or a total bonus of $2,500 on a new 2021 Tundra Special Edition. Participating dealers only. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and end 11/2/20.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
You can be the hero of the office. Just go to hitthatline.com and enter to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest. Every week, one lucky listener wins lunch from your local Hardee's restaurant for up to 15 people at your job site or workplace. It's easy to sign up. Just click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest button. Give us your information, and you're entered just like that. Every Thursday, we announce a winner during halftime. Win free lunch for all your work buddies. The Hardee's Lunch Bunch from Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when the bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Call Kohler and Green Insurance in Fort Smith, 484-9888, or in Van Buren, 474-9888, and online at kohlergreen.com.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and B.F. Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Breen RV in Van Buren is having their last sale of the year. Despite COVID-19's best effort, we are still getting in new trailers in weekly, and they are marked down as soon as they hit the lot. Browse Breen RV's selection of Forest River, Dutchman, Thor, and Coachman products and pick out the best fit for you. You can buy with ease knowing that your new purchase comes with free maintenance for life. Once you're ready to hibernate for the winter, bring your camper into us for deluxe winterization specials starting at just $99. Breen RV will work on all makes and models, and don't forget that all their accessories are installed for free. The Breen RV Center in Van Buren, your friends in the RV business.
You always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold. Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Chance of a few isolated showers or thunderstorms across the north tonight. Otherwise, we'll start to clear the skies. Overnight lows will drop down into the low 60s. An increase in the sunshine Wednesday, our high in the low 80s. And Thursday, right back to sunshine, our high into the low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by OG&E Weatherization Program for Arkansas customers with homes at least 10 years old. Call 1-800-272-9741 for details or log on to OGE.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Quantum Property Services. Buying, selling, investing, and encompassing all your property needs.
You know, this statement's probably going to cost me a little bit of money one of these days, but this is it for me. I'm not interested in any other program. Arkansas is truly the greatest program in America to me. I grew up 75 miles from here. I have a lake home on Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs. My wife's from Pittsburgh, Kansas, and we're home, and this is where we want to be, and this is be my last job.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Craft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
You heard Sam Pittman on Scott Van Pelt last night talking about how he's got a place at Lake Hamilton and in Hot Springs. And I just have this vision in my head. I don't know, 15 years from now, bunch of drunk buffoons in Skinny Dip Cove down there in Lake Hamilton. You just see Sam and Jamie just in their big old Mastercraft going by, and just say everyone waving. Thanks, Coach. Thanks for pulling us out of the dumpster. We really appreciate it.
He can be just the mayor of the lake.
He'll be the mayor of the lake. Be drinking those Bud Light seltzers, him and his wife, and just having a good old dandy time, just retired. Or Sam just, and Miss Jamie, I don't know where their house is on Lake Hamilton. I'm assuming it's a pretty big property. Every time someone boats by or something, you hear a horn, you hear a wave, and Jamie and Sam are just sitting out on the balcony, just sipping on a couple cold ones, just at peace. Because they brought the program out of the ash.
Let's win a few more games before we make him mayor. Let's win more than 2. All right, can we do that? But I like the direction we're headed. You know, you've used the maps or the MapQuest or any of the direction stuff to get you. You know, there's nothing more frustrating when it's take a U-turn, take a U-turn. Well, this program's been needing to take a U-turn to get in the right direction for about 3 years now. We finally feel like we've taken the proper U-turn, and we're headed in the right direction.
Well, so, I got a question for all you married men and all you engaged men and all you engaged women and married women out there. What's the stronger love, love and affection for your football program and your coach, or is it for your significant other? I've never fallen in love. I've never been in love, and maybe I'll have a different perception of the term love when that actually happens, but I'm happy as a clam right now, and I think a lot of people are.
We're brought to you by Standard Materials Group. They have immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and you want to be home every night, you want to work with a company that offers great pay, great benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer. Of course it's the love for my wife. I would never put the football program ahead of my wife.
She's not listening. You can say whatever you want.
She just dropped the kids off. Of course it's the love of Laura. What are you talking about? Why would you even ask a question?
She doesn't listen to the podcast. You're okay. You can actually say what you actually mean. I love you, Miss Laura, and I know Tommy does too.
He just wants you to. He just wants another one of them cakes.
The cake was fantastic last time. All right, let's go to the phone lines and welcome in OSU Justin. Now, is this Cowboys fan or Ohio State fan, Justin?
Nah, this is Oklahoma State, Justin. Okay. I used to do a little sports talk over in Tulsa with Coach Jones. Yeah, talked to him a lot. I've been listening to you guys, watching Arkansas for a while. I want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, but I called you guys early on. I said, man, I think you guys get 3 or 4. I like the way Pittman's got it going. Play some solid defense, feed off the defense, just make the special teams special and just don't hurt yourself on offense. But that's not why I called. I called because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. And until Jerry Jones is gone, it's pretty much all over. I mean, I'm tired of the lapdogs. We haven't had a strong safety since Darren Woodson. We had Roy Williams for a little while. As soon as we couldn't do the horse collar, that was done. We haven't had a strong safety. We haven't had someone to lead that defense. Our defense doesn't have any identity. Explain to me, why would we fire all the coaches and keep Kellen Moore? That's like getting a divorce and then marrying somebody else and then saying, oh, yeah, over in the garage, yeah, my old mother-in-law lives there. You can't do that. This is horrible. It's a dumpster fire. Dallas Cowboys are a dumpster fire. I don't even know where we're going. I have no idea. I mean, Dak won't run the ball, and when he does, he gets hurt. The linebackers all get hurt all the time. I mean, our corners, they couldn't cover anything. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. I have no idea what Dallas is doing. I'm starting to lose hope completely. I mean, every year I hate it at the end of the season. Then by the time preseason, the draft, he always screws up the draft. He always takes somebody that everybody knew he should have taken. We should have had a safety. Why did we go get Ceedee? Why did we get Ceedee? We didn't need anybody on offense. We needed somebody on defense that's around the ball, that's playing full time on defense. Why get another weapon that we can't get the ball to? And Zeke, come on, man. He spent the whole offseason getting a tattoo on his stomach, and then every time he gets hit, he either fumbles or he can't run. He didn't break tackles. Good job, Jerry. Good job. Why can't we get a safety? Let's go get Earl Thomas, for the love of God. Go get Earl Thomas. Let's get somebody that wants to hit somebody that doesn't get hurt every time they do. I'm sorry, guys. It's just
no. It's What's Your Beef Wednesday. You're good, Justin.
We feel your pain. We know. So
it's just rough, man. It's just rough. Whenever you go, and then everybody else hates the Dallas Cowboys, and the second you show up, that B-Dubs, that Twin Peaks, and you got your Cowboys gear on, and here they come, mouthing off. There's not really anything you can say anymore.
It would be one thing if you had no expectations going into the year, but unfortunately you had some expectations, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Dak is still leading the league in passing. He hadn't played for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem, though. We give Zeke $200 million, or whatever the hell we did. Our offensive lineman starts getting hurt. We can't run the ball. Yeah. We can't run the ball, and we're throwing the ball all around, and our defense sucks. I don't know what – and you see our defensive coordinator, he goes and he just takes off another team at the Colts. So, I mean, it's just Jerry. It's just Jerry. You guys heard why we drafted Ceedee, right?
Yeah, old Shy Anderson told him to. Production, Papa, production.
Oh, come on, get safety, corner, safety, linebacker, defensive end. I mean, I think he spends the whole offseason looking for some defensive tackle that got kicked out of the league 3 years ago, possibly, and now he's going to be a diamond in the rough. It's going to be incredible, which would be great if it happens, but it never happens. That's all I got, guys. I better get back to work. I'm going to run off the road.
It's a
you guys have a great show, man. I like Go Hogs.
I appreciate the call this morning, Justin. Yeah, the story that he. Yeah, they're not. Jimmy Johnson's not there to save you, Jerry. You ended that relationship.
Good call, Justin.
The relationship that he's referring, or the draft pick that he's talking about with CeeDee Lamb, former Oklahoma wide receiver. This was a story we told, and it was I think it was a 105.3 The Fan in Dallas that they got this story that Shai Anderson, who's the grandson of Jerry Jones, told his grandpa, Jerry. He said, look at CeeDee Lamb production. And this was after talking to John Stephen, who's the quarterback and one of the quarterbacks at the University of Arkansas, that he should take a hard look at Kavon Chason, who's the former LSU linebacker, because of how talented he was. Well, he went with offense, and as good as CeeDee Lamb is, it is probably not the position of need that you needed to draft. So tough look for Dallas Cowboy fans, and especially, and to Justin's point about Zeke is used to playing at Ohio State, premier program, behind an offensive line, Dallas, and now the pressure and all the attention is being paid to him, and he had 2 fumbles on Monday night. Looked awful, and they were back-to-back, if I remember that correctly, so you can't have that. If you're Ezekiel Elliott, you're now the face of the team.
Yeah.
You have to step up, and Dak was holding a lot of that pressure, a lot of that baggage. Now it's on you, Zeke.
Yep.
You can't be a kid anymore. No jumping in the Salvation Army bucket. You got to be a man, and so far he hadn't done that to this point.
Nope, that's exactly right, because all the weight that was on Dak is now the weight you had and Dak's is on you. So you got to carry all the luggage. It's kind of like when my family pulls up to the Hampton Inn.
Y'all are smiling way too big talking about this topic right now.
So
good pick.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we pull up to the Hampton Inn. I got to carry all the luggage up to the elevator, up to the stairs, and carry it in. That's just how it works.
That's fine. Hey, we're still first in the NFC East, baby. Toughest division in the NFL.
Isn't that wild?
Division in the NFL. All right.
Do you guys, because you think about the Washington Redskins, who are still going.
Who?
What did I just say? The Washington football team.
I've heard of them. I hadn't heard of the Redskins
Apparently
before.
You can't say that anymore.
No,
so
I have no clue who you're talking about.
They're still going back and forth with their quarterback situation. Then you move on to the Philadelphia Eagles, who seem to have completely left the Carson Wentz train, and then the New York Giants, who don't have an offensive line that can block anyone. Do you guys still think you can scrape through and win
the toughest
this division
in the NFL?
I mean, if we don't win this division, there's no hope for it. The Giants probably would have been better, but I mean, when you lose Saquon Barkley, that doesn't help the Giants out at all. And who knows? I mean, the Eagles have talked about wanting to start Jalen Hurts and get him some time in there with Carson Wentz at the Eagles. So I genuinely don't know. Our defense is literally worse than the Razorbacks was in the past 2 years, and that's saying something. So, it's a rough time to be a Cowboys fan. Even more rough when Jason Garrett was here.
Well, you wait and see on that, because technically they are still, like you said, the leaders of the
toughest division in the NFL, NFC East. You heard it here first.
It's not true.
NFC East or NFC least? That's what I'm being told.
I get it. It's a Cowboys joke.
All right, back to the phone lines. Welcoming in Michael, who's in Fayetteville. You know what? Speaking of Michaels, I want Michael in Stuttgart to call in, because he was anointing Chad Morris and kept on anointing him and telling Arkansas fans he made a mistake. But Michael in Fayetteville, you go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Hey, good morning. Actually, I'd like to start off my comment about the movie The Beautiful Mind, which is a true story based on John Nash, a award-winning, Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel Award-winning mathematician who proved the idea that cooperation works better than abject, ruthless competition, and changed a lot of things in the world, world trade and even neuroscience and genetic science. This theory of cooperation, and this even applies to sports. And I'm actually calling about the controversy with at the Auburn and Arkansas game about the problem with the fumble / illegal pass or grounding. And what I propose is we cooperate with this and give both teams a win. And that should make everybody happy. And it's a little bit outside the box, but it actually happens in sports where sometime after a game or even years after a game have been played, the record was changed because of maybe illegal players or some problems in the procedures. So it is part of the system that records can be changed, and so this idea of cooperation, of really cooperating and figuring out the best way to do things is a really good way to go.
Michael, I got to be honest. I think we're past that at this point. I mean, you're looking to Texas A&M. You just got a big-time win. I don't think the SEC cares about that game to this point. And I know Arkansas fans are always going to say they're 3-1, but I don't think that there's a lot of Arkansas fans that are still hung up on that loss.
Didn't you all see Trump holding up the executive order that said Arkansas won 28-27? Didn't you see that? Isn't that good enough?
No, I didn't. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it on Twitter.
No, there is a procedure where the records of teams were changed, like Penn State, where they lost, they were forfeited a bunch of games. So there is a procedure for records, long years after the games are played to be revised and corrected.
My question would be, Michael, what good would that do you years from now?
I don't know if there's an answer to that question. So, Michael, appreciate the call.
Smart call, but probably too smart for me.
Yeah. So listen, we're sports radio hosts. We're not lawyers.
You lost me at math.
Yeah, we're not doctors. We're not lawyers. We're not whatever. We're not intelligent enough to get into the realm of where you're
I like what you're thinking, and I think most people agree with you, Michael, that Arkansas should be 3-1. I think that's the crux of what you're saying is Arkansas should be 3-1 right now.
And I will
and that the league should do something about it.
I will wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, next call we're taking. We'll go to John in Jonesboro. John, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are y'all doing?
We are okay, man. How are you in NEA?
Oh, doing pretty good. It's a good morning. It's a sunny day, but that's something to look forward to. I've been looking at some film for Arkansas versus Texas A&M next Saturday.
You've been looking at film?
And I listened to what Sam Pittman said last night. Man, I'm so proud of what he's been doing so far. And, you get somebody that's committed to the program. I look forward ahead to see the improvements we're going to make. I know we're getting at least get healthy for this week and get ready for Texas A&M next week. But I want to know, you guys, if we beat Texas A&M next week, how much will this help Sam Pittman recruit East Texas?
I think listen, let's boil it down to where the program's been. John, you have not beaten Texas A&M in 3,308 days. Do you think that's used as a recruiting tool for other schools in Texas? And in Texas A&M, absolutely is. That they have not won in Texas in that long, outside of the Texas Bowl back in 2014. But I think that's something that we've talked about. We're actually going to get into this as a topic I wanted to table till tomorrow because Lucas Coley and several other Razorbacks who are a part of the 2021 recruiting class that are saying, hey, look what's happening. Come be a part of this. Mm-hmm. And that's something that is absolutely going to be pivotal when it comes to recruiting the state of Texas.
And
John.
it's not just John going into Northeast Texas and that triangle up there and getting kids. It's getting the kids that Texas A&M and Texas and LSU. You're beating kids. You're beating other schools that are on your schedule and in your league, and Power 5 schools that OU wants as well. So it's not just getting the ones that they couldn't sign or the ones but there's some good players that they can't sign them all. Yeah. So there's a lot of great players within 150 miles of the 200 miles of the Dallas Metro. No question about it.
Right.
But can you start winning some battles against those schools? That's the key.
Right. We've been so close to beating A&M. It's just like every time we get a lead, we just we blow it right there at the end.
Mm-hmm. Beat ourselves.
Well, that's going to change next week. I had a good feeling about it. John, we appreciate the call. Go hassle your Jonesboro radio stations to get us on up there. All right, let's go to Robert, who is in Fort Smith. Robert, you were on the Morning Rush.
Hey, guys. Tommy, this was for you, really.
All right.
From refereeing, but my question is, they kind of answered it yesterday on the midday show, but not really. Have you heard from the AAA about the playoffs with COVID? Because if you're in the semifinals, your team gets COVID and you can't play, Are you going to forfeit? Do you know, or do you know if they're going to make it up, or if you heard?
I have not.
I'm just curious what it's not.
That is a good question because right now they're just considered no contest, and they're basically letting all teams that want to opt into the playoffs. You know, every team's in the playoffs. You can opt out by week 9 for high school football if you don't want to be in the football playoffs. You got to send a letter to the Arkansas Activities Association that our team is not participating in the playoffs. So theoretically, you could have a winless team on the bracket in the football playoffs this year. Some teams will not do that. Some teams may do that. I don't know, Robert, the answer to your question about how it will go if you have a COVID situation arise the week of a game. What the procedures, do you delay everybody a week? Do you push it back a week? Or do you just consider it a forfeit? And the team that's available to play wins. I do not know the answer to that question.
And I don't know if there's a great answer or a one-size-fits-all answer for that either.
And they may not have the answer. They may not know the answer to that question yet. They may not have come up with that policy yet. So I don't know. But good question. We'll pass that along to you. We're brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. 2020 hot tub pre-order sale begins in 2 days. So you can start on Friday with a pre-order sale. Hot tubs start at $60 a month, and there's 28 different models to choose from at Burton Pools and Spas. Here's the deal. In 2021, just like a lot of things, the supply of hot tubs, the supply of parts, the supply of different things are going to cause prices to increase. So why pay more next year when you can buy right now and pre-order your hot tub and get the lower price now? October 23rd through November 2nd, you can do that at Burton Pools and Spas and beat the price increases and pay less for a new hot tub. Burton's, again, has 28 models to choose from with prices starting at $60 a month. So if you've always wanted a hot tub, you're not going on that vacation, you want to invest the money in your own backyard, hey, now is the time. Burton's has a showroom in Springdale, also in Fort Smith, and you can look first online at burtonpools.com. That's Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, and in Fort Smith, your source for backyard fun.
Want to go out to the land of the Bulldogs and welcome in Mike, who is in Waldron. Mike, you're on the Morning Rush.
Hey guys, I want to share my beef. My beef is with the Razorbacks. They need to keep their political statements off the jerseys and off the football field. The NBA. They did it for me this year. I'm not an NBA. I wasn't much of an NBA fan. I didn't watch a minute of the championships or the playoffs. Razorbacks just need to keep their political statements off the jerseys and off the football field. And that's all I got. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike. What's
the only thing, Mike, that they have is a patch that says equality, right?
I think that's a pretty synonymous. Are you against equality, Tommy?
I mean, Mike. It's not on the line. I mean, Mike, if you want to call back, I'd love to ask you the question, are you against equality? Because I don't think any of us listen. That's a political statement. I mean, I could see how some would come to that conclusion, but I don't think any of us, and I'm going to assume Mike is for equality too in this world. So I don't think any of us are against that. I'm going to assume that in everybody. So
I would hopefully that's the case. Yeah, that's.
And I get it. Hey, we don't want politics in our sports. I'm with you on that, Mike. But I'm not against equality. So
if you had a patch of Joe Biden or Donald Trump on each of the players, I would understand you getting frustrated at that. But I think equality is not a right or left issue. It's an American issue, and it's an issue that you should be okay with, right?
Right. So I think we agree on that.
That
I think Mike probably
that.
agrees with that. But I agree that we don't want politics in sports. I think we agree on that too, Mike. Hey, 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge is back. New hours, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 to midnight. Friday and Saturday, they're open 4 to 1 a.m. They got live music. You can go to their Facebook page and check out the great lineup of music that they have scheduled each day. It's something every afternoon. It's easy to listen to. Great to have a late afternoon business meeting. Great to stop in on date night for a nightcap or just to spend your evening there. They got a great menu that includes some great wings, great sandwiches, great desserts as well, great flatbread. So there's something for everyone at 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Sample, indulge, escape at 906 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith.
Coming up, we'll get into your hog updates. Some awards were given out yesterday. Who got them? That's next.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important. Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine and Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.
I know the last year has been tough, and that some want to paint a bleak portrait for our future, but not me. This is Congressman Bruce Westerman, and I believe America's foundations are stronger than our hardships. I know together we can renew our dreams in America. We can realize President Ronald Reagan's vision of our nation being a shining city on a hill. And that together we can rebuild America starting right here in Arkansas. We are blessed with abundant natural resources, timber, water, energy, and soil. Good people who are willing to work hard, and the fortitude to lead a great American comeback. You see, Arkansas has what America needs. I'm Congressman Bruce Westerman. It's an honor to represent Arkansas and its hardworking families in the United States Congress, and I approve of this message.
Paid for by Bruce Westerman for Congress.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet, TV, and phone service to your home. Get amazingly fast fiber internet as low as $49.95 per month. TV packages start at $32.95. Fiber phone service starts at $29.95. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out if we're installing in your area. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7. RandallFord.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
Miss Anna's on Towson is quickly becoming one of Fort Smith's favorite haunts. We're now serving breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Blue Plate specials served Monday through Friday. And don't forget about 99-cent Pie Tuesday. So whether you're craving some of our great kickin' chicken or one of our world-famous desserts, Miss Anna's is the place to be. 5001 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, 649-6300. That's 649-6300.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
6 carries, 32 yards for Smith. Frank's going to throw. Got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas. Hudson Henry with his first touchdown as a Razorback, and the Hogs go up 20-7.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
Get into your Hog update coming up shortly because there is a lot to talk about as a bunch of news came out of not only the SEC, but particularly on your Arkansas football team. Before we do that, I want to welcome in our guy, Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. Larry, what's going on, man?
Hey, happy Wednesday, guys. You know, just having a great time over here at Rath Auto Resources, helping folks get a nicer, newer car. It's what we love to do. Our non-commissioned solution specialists, they're there to help the customer make sure you get through the process. You know, find exactly the right car, make sure that price and payment fits your budget, and that's what makes us different, sets us apart from all the other dealerships. And then that great service after the sale in the Meineke Car Care Center. You can't duplicate that, folks. If you want to know you're getting the best used car, look for that Rath Road Ready sticker and make sure you're buying from Rath Auto Resources and taking care of that car in the Meineke Car Care Center. Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, doing great up here. That brand is really taking off as folks discover this exciting brand of cars. The Outlander Sport right now at the $3,500 off on that car, 0% for 72 months with your approved credit. And folks are taking advantage of that and getting a new Mitsubishi with that 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on it, guys. What a deal. 5-year, 60,000-mile full coverage. You can't beat it, and take advantage of that 0% for 72 months. So some great things going on. Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, the Meineke Car Care Centers at both locations, or you can check us out online, rathauto.com.
All right, two easy places to get to, Springdale and in Fort Smith. It's Rath Auto Resources. Larry, have a great Wednesday. Let's chat Friday.
All right, thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one, and folks, come and see it.
All right, let's get into your Hog update.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas Razorbacks in our championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog update on the Morning Rush.
Couple awards divvy out to Grant Morgan. He's been recognized as the Nagurski National Defensive Player of the Week. That's given out by the FWAA, and the Chuck Bednarik National Player of the Week. This is a guy that's leading the country right now in tackles per game. He's only second to some Boston College guy who has played more one game than him in terms of total tackles. So Grant getting a lot of national recognition and well-deserved, Tommy.
Yep, and obviously doing it in a tougher league. Like I said, one less game. And the best part about his story, doing it injured for the better part of this season. And I just like his story. Comes from Greenwood, Arkansas, came in as a walk-on. He's had to fight for everything he's had. Undersized, followed in his brother's footsteps. He was also kind of a guy that you said, hey, is he big enough to play? It's been an uphill battle. And you just got to love the story that Grant Morgan is all about, and the success he's having has been hard-earned for him.
And it's not just him that's having success. It's several of your Arkansas defensive players, including Hudson Clark and Jalen Catalon.
Another great story with Hudson.
Who have been mentioned and put in the FWAA All-American Freshman watch list. Brady Latham on the offensive side of the football, and the offensive line is being mentioned on this. So even early, you're seeing guys being touted for their services so far.
Where they belong on some watch list and keeping an eye. I'm very excited about these young players, these freshmen and redshirt freshmen with Catalon. Where can they be, in their sophomore seasons? redshirt sophomore seasons, in their junior. Are these going to pan out to be the kind of players that after 3 seasons they got a hard decision to make? That these coaches are, helping them make a decision on to stay or go. That's the kind of path you want them to be on, because that means they've had good careers here.
That's what you want them to be. So,
and then you want them to stay.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to these players are hopefully going to lead you to a bowl game. This is from ESPN.com. Kyle Bocanegra and then Mark Schleybaugh. Bocanegra has you in the Music City Bowl against Nebraska, and then Mark Schleybaugh has you going up against Michigan in the Outback Bowl. That would be quite fun to rematch Michigan, a rematch of 99 Citrus Bowl.
Yes.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah, after the 98 season, they played in
old Tom Brady.
Yeah. So, one of the more memorable seasons, obviously, in 98 that had plenty of disappointment. That would be the Outback Bowl in Tampa, so it would be a potential trip to Tampa if you rose to that level. So
I'd be partial, obviously, to go to the Music City Bowl because it's in Nashville and Nebraska, another storied football program. So either way, if one of those came true, you'd be excited about that.
And again, how much is it, we're putting cart and miles in front of horse here with bowl game talk, but of course, win totals aren't going to matter as much this year. But are fans going to be able to travel? What's ticket situation going to be? And C, are you willing to travel this year? Bowls are about tourism and about 2 things: ESPN having content to put on TV to sell ads and for you to watch, and about tourism, filling hotels and restaurants. Who knows where we're going to be with the pandemic and COVID and all this stuff come end of December.
Last part of the Hog Update, Chris Stapleton, new song called Arkansas, comes out this Friday.
Looking forward to hearing that.
So again, this will be out Friday at 12 o'clock, midnight. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's got a little hog football mention to it, so I think y'all will like it.
Hey, it's National Nacho Day today, and Joe's Grill and Cantina is celebrating all day with half-price nachos on all their nachos. Ballpark nachos, brisket nachos, fajita nachos. You can go in and have nachos for lunch today, and their combo nachos as well, all half-price today for National Nacho Day. Also during the World Series, last night, today, and all through the World Series, they got $5 specials on nachos and different appetizers plus half-price taps for the World Series games, and it's half-price apps and taps because that's their Wednesday special today. So celebrate National Nacho Day, Joe's Grill and Cantina, South 74th Street across from Harps.
They got some good beef over there, Joe's. We'll get into our What's Your Beef next.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Hey, guys, enjoy your show. Out of all the sports programs in the state, I really enjoy y'all's most.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Standard material.
Month of October, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax. That's right, Frankfurt Furniture is offering no sales tax for the month of October.
We also offer in-store no-credit check financing, delivery service, and service after the sale. At Frankfurt Furniture, we are family-owned, and we pride ourselves in carrying as many made-in-the-USA products as possible.
Remember, in October, no sales tax at Frankfurt Furniture, your made-in-the-USA headquarters. Frankfurt Furniture, best seats in the house.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
irons from TaylorMade, Mizuno, along with new woods and irons from Callaway. Also in stock, the RTX Zip Core wedges and Spider putter. Line of shoes, apparel, and accessories for your everyday golfing needs. As always, check Facebook for our daily specials. Work on your game in our indoor simulation base or play a round of golf on great courses like Pebble Beach or Bethpage Black. The Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
You always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold. Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Franks off play action, pumps once, wants to go into the end zone, got a man, it's complete, touchdown Arkansas! Devion Warren was wide open, and the Razorbacks reclaim the lead.
All your favorite podcasts in one place, the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wonder if Matt Zimmerman's beef is they won't let him clap anymore during the broadcast.
Did you see that picture that Zim put up? I guess it's at Auburn. They, those. They used to. They're finger traps or whatever. They used to get them in Chinese restaurants where you put your fingers in them and they're like handcuffs almost. You can't get your fingers apart. And Chuck had given him one as kind of a gag gift for. That's what he had to wear in the booth so he couldn't clap his hands.
Couldn't clap his hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
He told us here on the show when we were talking to him on the bus. Hey, you can either quit clapping or quit working. It's your choice.
Part of it. If you got a beef in here this morning, it's 877-377-6963.
Free the Z. Let him clap.
Free the Z.
Free the Z. Hey, we're brought to you by Kevin Hickey Law Partners. That's our beef. Free the Z. Hey, if you're facing divorce or a child custody issue, who do you turn to right now? A lot of times, problems with custody issues crop up long after the divorce is over. You got an ex-spouse that's not following the court's orders. Well, where do you go? Who do you turn to? because the divorce is done, well, you call Kevin Hickey and his law partners for immediate assistance with your situation. They've handled high conflict custody cases all over Arkansas as well as other states. Parental alienation, failing to follow the visitation schedule, and just flat out refusing to follow the court's orders. These are all problems that Kevin and his staff deal with day in and day out, and they can help you. They know how to aggressively represent you and to get results. So call Kevin today. He has an office in Northwest Arkansas, also in the River Valley, and you can find those locations on his website at kevinhickeylaw.com. That's kevinhickeylaw.com, or call 434-2414. That's 479-434-2414, or again online, kevinhickeylaw.com.
What is wrong with you?
I want to complain.
I'm complaining.
I want to complain about complaining. I want to complain. It really pisses me off today.
To simply listen to people whine and complain.
I'm angry. I'm spitting angry. I'm like a tornado of anger, swirling about. My heart rate is dangerously high right now.
I'm complaining because not enough people tickle, hug, or smile.
I'm so mad I could eat ball bearings and crap BBs.
It's time for What's Your Beef Wednesday.
The best call of the morning so far has been Justin out of Tulsa on his Dallas Cowboys. He's easily given the best call and the best beef of the morning. If you think you can top him, call in at 877-377-6963.
Here's your chance.
Jenkins, would you say your beef this morning is us making fun of the Cowboys? Not just this morning, but whenever.
I'm really getting sick and tired of every time he brings up the Cowboys, he's got this little snickering grin on his face. Are you getting sick and tired of it, boy?
I'm just asking.
I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm used to being in the pit of misery every year. So
at least Arkansas's giving you some glimmer of hope this year.
Punch that grin off your face
you
here just pretty quick.
Are you old? You're not old enough to remember any of the Super Bowls, are you?
I was alive, but no.
Yeah, okay. I was in high school.
Been a while. How many playoff wins since 2001? Is it 2 or 3? It's not a lot.
That many? It's not kind of a Cowboys.
Hey, he doesn't need any encouragement, boss.
Well, I'm kind of on your side. I kind of like him.
All right, okay.
I like Dak. And I like
That's
watching.
the problem with fantasy football now is nobody likes a team. They like players.
I was a Green Bay Packers fan until I started playing fantasy football. I've talked to Brett about
because you have
this.
a rooting interest now.
Yeah, because all of a sudden Randall Cobb or Donald Driver, someone was giving me 36 points, and I'm playing against him. And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
So it's
no one roots for teams anymore.
It's tough, and I'm in a Survivor League this year too. It just kind of adds to it. All right, so Jenkins' beef is us making fun of the Cowboys. What is your beef this morning?
My beef is too many people caught up in lack of attention with the Razorbacks right now. Just worry about the team. I mean, I get it. You think it's part of our DNA. It's right down there. If you look under the microscope, it's part of our DNA as Arkansans that we don't get respect. I understand. I'm right there on the train with you. But it's too early to be worrying about what ESPN is saying on Twitter or whether or not, Burks' play immediately in the aftermath. Is Burks' play going to be number one on SportsCenter's top 10? And it was. People worried about these things, and why aren't the announcers giving us more respect? They want Ole Miss to win this game.
Come on, Dave Fleming and Rod Gilmore, and
they're trying to do the game from their basement to begin with. You think they feel respected? Okay. I mean, listen, we're never going to get the respect because we're in a little old state that no one seems to ever care about. But just worry about being good instead of other people thinking you're good, okay? Let's just focus on being good. All right?
Can it not be both?
If you are good, people will think you're good.
Is this team good?
It has the potential to be. You're 2-2.
Should be 3-1.
You should be 3-1. You can put that in parentheses if you want, but the team is 2-2.
So after these games, you can't justifiably say they're good or not.
That's not what I'm saying. The point of this beef is what? Quit worrying about what everybody else is saying and just worry about the team being good.
I want to know what you think. Do you think this team's good?
I think the team has potential to be good. I want to see them beat a better team than the two they've beaten. I'm not convinced they've beaten a good team yet.
Okay. Well, you got a great opportunity next week. Top 10 team in the country.
You think they have beaten? Do you think Mississippi State or Ole Miss or even Auburn are good teams, are great teams yet?
I think the Auburn game would help you a lot more if you'd won that. But then that would put them. Wouldn't it put them are they 1-3 right now? Or are they 2-2? They're
2-2.
They're 2-2.
So I mean, you haven't
wouldn't
beaten.
put them at 1-3.
You haven't really beaten a team that you'd say, man, that's a quality win right there.
Well, I mean, that's what we've been talking about this week. You haven't gotten that signature win yet.
Right. Now, and in fairness, have you had? I mean, you played your schedule. Now A&M, we can change that narrative. So here's your chance. So A&M would qualify for that.
3,308 days since you beat Texas A&M back in 2011 when Tyler Wilson and company went off.
I like you got the countdown out here. It's kind of like this the plant running without accidents. We're just going to change the sign every day.
Well, you saw those students who it was like 1,400 days since Arkansas won a home game in Donald W. and they erased it and put 0 like on the chalkboard and stuff. So I know a lot of people want to cross off that losing streak like you did against an SEC opponent, like you did an SEC opponent at home. And now you got to do it against a bitter rival in Texas A&M. My beef so far this college football season, particularly for the Razorbacks, is this incredible amount of annoyance that has been directed at Felipe Franks for some reason, because for whatever reason, people seem to blame him more often than not when it comes to the offensive struggles, which, y'all, it's just not his fault. The offensive line hasn't blocked as far as run blocking goes. He's turned the ball over. He's thrown 3 picks, and he's had a couple fumbles. And there have been times, I'll give you that, where he's held the ball too long.
Throw it out of bounds.
But also, he's still trying to make a play, and the receivers aren't getting open. Tommy, he has more touchdowns through 4 SEC games than a single quarterback last year on your roster. He's thrown 8. He had 7 last year from Starkle. That's it.
supposed to be impressive.
It should be impressive relative to where you've been.
Compared to last year's quarterbacks.
I mean, he's got an 8-to-3 touchdown-interception ratio. Are you not impressed with what he's done so far this season?
Not overly, no.
Okay, well, I'm not overly impressed, but I think that people have been, he's 61%.
But it's not just him. This offense as a whole is still underwhelming.
What are you supposed to do when you're not getting a push in the run game and your receivers aren't getting open and you're not the fast? He's still nervous about his ankle.
Listen, I'm not saying he is. Listen, I'm not sitting here saying, though, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying Felipe Franks is the reason the offense is stuck in the mud either. I think that I still think they are a year or so away on this offensive line. Maybe another recruiting class, another year of development in the weight room, whatever it is. Maybe we can talk to Sam about that. I don't know how honest he'd be about that, because he believes in his guys. He's never going to publicly say otherwise. But I just think the line and just they've had injuries, and I don't think Burks is playing healthy. The Knox is not where you thought he'd be. Boyd has not been right, missed a game, obviously. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying, boy, if Franks was playing better, this offense would be on a roll. That's not the case either. My biggest frustration, he holds on to the ball too long out of the pocket when he could throw it away, and he costs the team yards and puts you behind the sticks when he doesn't have to.
And I'll agree with that, but I get annoyed when fans are just like, it's on Franks.
No, it's not on Franks. It's just the offense as a whole is not where it needs to be.
John's beef in Atkins this morning is the running game that we're talking about. He's got to get it going. And if we want to be frank and honest about something as we end today's show, Traylon Smith has looked better than Rakeem Boyd this year.
I couldn't argue that.
And that's
He
weird.
catches it better.
That is weird coming out of your mouth, but he has looked more explosive than Rakeem had this year. And I don't know if Rakeem's dealing with an injury. I don't know if it's the offense that trying to figure out the system, but just be straightforward and blunt. Traylon Smith has looked better in this offense than Rakeem Boyd has this year. Period.
You think he's
Does anyone want to argue that? You want to argue that?
No.
You don't want to argue that? All right, good.
I think he's healthier. I think Boyd's just, like you said, not healthy. And obviously, he missed a game because he wasn't healthy.
And Traylon's just a better pass catcher, too, to this point. And I think when you have this type of offense, you've got to be able to out of the backfield to catch the football. So I would say that, but it's got to improve. If you got a chance to get to Texas A&M, like John and Atkins is saying, you got to get that run game going.
They hit you with some breaking news real quick. It just came across from Kevin McPherson. He says, going to college basketball, Arkansas is set to play Oklahoma State as a part of the annual Big 12 SEC Challenge, and that is according to CBS Sports' John Rothstein, is the 7th consecutive season to play in the challenge for the Hoop Hogs, who are 3-3 all-time in the event. So Arkansas versus Oklahoma State.
Stillwater or Fayetteville?
It didn't say here or there.
Okay.
No date on that. It's usually into January, but who knows?
I'll click on the
Who knows this?
Baylor is coming to Fayetteville. My dad will be going to that game, I think, because he's talking about that's the same weekend as Alabama.
It would be in Stillwater.
It's in Stillwater?
That's according to Kevin McPherson on his article on Hogville.
Okay.
Baylor is in a non-conference because it would be
women's basketball.
Women, okay,
Women's basketball, Big 12
Right, I knew
SEC
that, yeah.
Challenge. Kim Mulkey Robinson and Baylor coming to Fayetteville. And then, as of what you just said, Arkansas traveling to Stillwater to take on Mike Boynton and Oklahoma State. Hey, Cade Cunningham, Mike Boynton. So you know who gets to match up, boys? Moses and Cade, former teammates in Montverde. So
Well,
that's going to be a fun game.
We're like 34 days from college basketball starting. We don't have a schedule yet. I mean, November 25th is kind of like the date you can start, so we ought to be getting a schedule sometime soon.
I know our friends over at Bell Point, Matt and Andrew Holland, will be excited about that. I love Stillwater. I will be attending that game 100%, especially if it's on a Saturday.
You
and
think?
Hopefully
as a media member, you might, but there may not be fans out.
I was gonna say, hopefully, if the pandemic has at least subsided to a certain extent at that point, we don't know.
How will indoor venues be handled differently than football stadiums and outdoor venues? That's what we don't know yet.
Yep, that's a good point.
Or will they be? I don't
Way
know.
to catch that. I would not have caught that because I was not on Twitter. So good catch from
That's
you.
a Cowboys fan for you, my friend.
Yeah, maybe that will help out. Maybe that'll lift Justin's spirits a little bit. As a Dallas
he
Cowboy.
didn't fumble like Zeke. So.
No.
Why?
That's a compliment, saying you didn't fumble.
Oh, man, you actually came through when your team needed you to.
Clutch.
So
got to the goal line.
For Matt Jenkins, Tommy Kraft, I'm Ty Richardson. Don't spend the rest of Wednesday sitting on your hands. We will talk to you tomorrow. Sam Pittman, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Pre-order your hot spring spa and beat the price increase at Burton Pools and Spa. Hot tub